The NBA playoffs are hot and ready right now, y'all. It's going up right now. Every team has played 2 games, so we've seen enough from every team in the second round. And today, we are going to rank every team's championship chances based on who's remaining right now and based on what we've seen, and also projecting the circumstances moving forward. I know some teams have injuries and some teams are going through, well, what we would call the reverse of magnet ball. And some teams are getting magnet balls. But, however, we are going to get into that. We're also going to talk about the games tonight. We're going to talk about the main stage on Playback, where we're going to be later tonight as well. And also, I want to apologize on behalf of Mars. We are a couple minutes late. He was going through some technical difficulties, but it looks like we got him right over there in the UK. So
allegedly in the UK.
We hot and ready, y'all. Chilling, Mars. Before we get into anything, the Wolves and Warriors game from last night, and deep dive into that, and before we get derailed by whoever's going to come up here today, I want to ask you guys, is there anything that's sticking out to you guys in general in the playoffs right now, or just in the basketball world as a whole? Chat, feel free to chime in. Mind on this beautiful Friday morning.
I mean, other than the fact that the Celtics have laid an egg in these first 2 games, yeah. I mean, other than the fact that the Celtics have laid an egg, and the fact that we could have both the number 1 and the number 2 seed in the playoffs out before the conference finals. I mean, I think that's pretty incredible for that to happen. Other than that, nothing else is nothing else has stood out to me. But that's tremendous. Other than those 2 things right there.
Mars, anything for you?
The NBA is really good.
It is.
That's what stood out to me. Mm-hmm. A lot of talk throughout the season about ratings, this, and the league isn't as good as it used to be, and every team plays the same, and whatever narratives that were being pushed throughout the season. These playoffs have been amazing, in my opinion. A bunch of different teams.
Miles, what is this?
Just good. Yeah.
Miles, what is this nonsense about? Ratings are down, but then, like, right when the playoffs start, this is the highest rating game in the history or in the last 25 years. I'm like, wait a minute. So, which one is it? Either people are watching or they're not watching, because there's no way that you can go from people are not watching to all of a sudden it's at an all-time high now that people are watching. No, that's not the way that works. So, which one is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the storylines about how the NBA was just in a major decline was a lot of nonsense, really. I think we spoke about it throughout the season, but I think these playoffs are showing that, like, the league is in a really good spot. I think
it is.
I think the league is really good. I think these playoffs have been amazing. A bunch of comebacks when teams are down 20, a bunch of clutch moments. Players playing great. Julius Randle was really good again last night. It's just I've really enjoyed these playoffs, and I think most people have really enjoyed these playoffs. So that's my biggest takeaway, that just the NBA is in a really good place.
Also, too, Ron, the idea, even though we picked who we picked, like, there's no team that I'm ready to say, yo, I'm putting my bread on these dudes to win it. Like, it's not like it was in 2000 when the Lakers won an NBA championship. I don't see, even though they went to 7 with the Trailblazers. The Heat in 2013, they won an NBA championship. Even though they went to 7 with the Spurs. I picked the Boston Celtics to win the NBA championship, but am I prepared to take $1,000 and go, yo, the Celtics are winning the NBA championship? Am I prepared to take $1,000 and go, Oklahoma City is winning the NBA championship? I really don't know, Ron. I don't. I really don't know who's winning it. I really don't.
Yeah, and like, I think this is the first time ever that 2 60-win teams in the second round are down 0-2.
Never happened before.
Keep in mind, like, throughout the season, keep in mind how many episodes we had where we talked about how good the Cavs were.
Yep.
Keep in mind how many episodes we had where we talked about how Boston basically looked invincible. Now, I'd come up here and do some hating and whatnot, but Mars, you put me in check. Big Oxa put me in check. Chill, you will put me in check, and I'd have to come off that. I would get called a hater. Remember, if I came up here and I made the Celtics episode or the Celtics falling apart.
Yeah.
And we all, and I'm not saying that to make a point. I'm saying that to say that's just how good they were.
Correct.
So it's like for this, I like as much shit as I talked about the Celtics, never in a million years did I think that if somebody would have came up here, it could have been a fortune teller and said they would be down 0-2 in the second round, regardless of who you said. I would be like, no way. It's no way.
2 teams, like they're on the verge of getting swept out the playoffs. That's not something that you can. And I deal with Knicks fans who, that's right, the Knicks were up, and okay, let's be honest, you did not have your boys going up 0-2 and winning both of these games in Boston. No, you didn't. You did not. That's just not true. And if you say you did, you're lying. You didn't.
Probably didn't have them going up 0-2, chill. But I think a lot of people did have the Knicks. You know, this in this culture, in this basketball culture that we're in right now, it's dangerous to speak your mind. You know what I'm saying? A lot. Yeah, chill. A lot of people don't got. A lot of people. It is America, and it's always been dangerous to speak your mind in America. You know that, right? Chill. A lot of people aren't built like you. Chill. A lot of people can't take that. A lot of people can't take the abuse for standing on the hill. You know what I'm saying? Standing and speaking their truth. You know what I'm saying? For instance, like when I tell the truth about this season, because the season started off garbage. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the first month of the season, I couldn't believe it. It quickly got better, and these are some of the best playoffs I can remember. But I'm gonna tell y'all the honest truth about the season. Nico fell on the sword for all of us. All right, Nico saved the season, y'all.
Nico died on the cross for us.
Nico did what he had to do. He made that trade, and it turned everybody up. All right, Nico did what he had to do, and he saved the season, y'all. Hey, shout out Nico. A lot of people got their hands out their ass quick, like, oh shit, Luka go. Oh yeah, let's play some basketball. You know what I'm saying?
I never even thought about that. That's a fact.
I'm sorry, Dallas, but Nico did what he had to do.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. I'm that point I won't argue. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, that's around the time, but even before then, like it was still a good season, but that just turned everything up. Then you had the Jimmy trade, and then there was a bunch of other things too. Coaches getting fired. Hey, all I gotta say, Mars, whoever is back there with that pen in their hand writing the script, they need a raise.
I hate you and I love you at the same time. I do. I hate you and I love you. I do.
That's Drake's ghostwriter. Whoever doing this, that's Drake's ghostwriter.
Hey, well, I feel like one of them old ladies, you know, who they in their mid-50s. That got like 3 bottles of wine on deck, real cool.
Yeah.
And they in the middle of that soap opera chill. And that soap opera taking them on ups and downs and ups and downs.
That's what
hey, chill. I ain't never been on a roller coaster like this.
Bro, they not watching General Hospital. They watching one of them Spanish joints. Then what's some joints called? Them Telemundo. Telemundo. Yeah, they watching that shit.
I'll be watching them. Ox can't understand a word, but
yeah,
shit. I ain't watched the Weather Channel so much in my life. What?
But I think what's important to remember is this is what it's supposed to be about. Like this, it's supposed to be hard if you're a championship team. It's supposed to be difficult. That's why these dudes pop champagne at the end of the year. That's why you see these dudes in tears when they got the trophy. Because it's hard as hell to beat the Knicks. It's hard as hell to beat the Celtics. It's hard as hell to beat Oklahoma City. Like I've always had a problem when, like, Miles and I have had this conversation about like when LeBron was running through the East and how weak the East was, how weak the Eastern Conference was. Them dudes was trying hard as hell to beat LeBron James. It wasn't like they just was there. They was trying to beat them dudes. And every year it was difficult. Even though James might have made it look simple, it was hard as hell to do. Now we got more drama now because I think we got better teams. 100%. This Knicks team is a lot better than I think any of those teams that I'd seen in the past. Not only is this Knicks team better, this Indiana team is something that this Indiana team is nothing to play with. I just like the fact that how much better they are as a unit. I ain't even talking about how good Tyrese Halliburton is. I'm not talking about the fact that Pascal Siakam has not been playing up to snuff I'm talking about the fact that how good these guys are as a unit, which covers up a lot of what those other guys have been doing. So Pascal Siakam has not been particularly shooting the ball that well, but the Indiana defense has just been so much better that it covers that up. I dig the fact that they got a point guard that's so smart and values possessions, and because he values those possessions and takes advantage of those possessions, they're always in games. So, I mean, I think the NBA, to Mars's point, is in a great space, and this drama is doing nothing but helping it.
Yo, I don't know what the injury case is for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I don't know if DeAndre Hunter, I don't know if Evan Mobley, and I don't know if Darius Garland is going to come back. Maybe you guys heard. All I know is this morning on PrizePicks, they were all available. And speaking of which, I guess it's no better time than now to tell you guys about a beautiful app called PrizePicks, where you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. And you will get $50 back instantly when you play just $5, but only if you use promo code PANEL. And see, the beautiful thing about PrizePicks is just like whoever the NBA's ghostwriter is that's putting together the script, you get to kind of control your own narrative. And that's the cool thing about PrizePicks is, well, you get to download the app and you get to kind of do whatever it is that you want to do. You get to put together fun and creative and exhilarating contests, and ultimately, you get to win money when you do it. So here's the good thing about PrizePicks is they have a contest going on right now. It's where your takes can take you to the ship, and it's called Takes to Tickets. Now, if you put together a good take or a good contest and you play a $5 3-pick flex NBA lineup during these playoffs from April 15th through May 26th, you get an opportunity to enter a sweepstakes where you get to win championship tickets courtside, and hopefully they'll give you enough tickets so Big Ox, Mars, and Chill can join you. I know I'm going to be there, so me, you, and whoever else gets invited will be there as well. So download the app, use promo code PANEL, and go ahead and win you some good money. In the meantime, y'all, my man ZZ is joining the party. What's going on?
What's good, family? How we living?
First,
What up?
foremost, if you got floor seats, you ain't got to worry about flying me nowhere. I'll get there. Just tell me where you at. I will get there. Don't you worry about that. I'll make sure that I'm there. You got floor seats? Yeah, I'm there. No doubt about that.
Hey, just let me know when this tip off, bro.
That's really all it is. Just tell me where you at. I'll get there. And Ron, I ain't gonna make it to work that day. I'm not gonna be able to do it, brother. I'm sorry. Nah.
I feel it.
Hey, I won't be on. I'm gonna miss the panel. I'm gonna miss playback.
I'm missing all of that shit.
Just let you know in advance, bro.
You got floor seats? Yeah, I'm there.
Shit, the next day, Ron, shit, hold me there.
I might not be able to. Matter of fact, Ron, I'm taking the weekend off. I'm out.
No chill with Chill either?
None of that. Get with me
bro,
later.
Hoop Talk podcast canceled? Everything.
Mars face.
Crazy. Yo, but ZZ, I kind of opened up the floor. We gonna get to the Warriors and Wolves games. Also, today as a collective, we're gonna rank every team's chances to win a championship. So we're gonna get into that too. But I'll open up the floor to ask everybody how they feeling about these playoffs and if there's anything right now specific that's just standing out to you. You got anything?
Besides the Celtics dog water shooting, it's just been great. The whole playoffs has just been great. Every game that I've watched for the most part has had me at some point on the edge of my seat. Big shout out to the Nuggets for making niggas think that they actually had a chance in this series against the Thunder in that first game. But we'll see how that series plays out. The fact that we have both MVPs going at it in the series too is a really nice touch. I know that it really doesn't have any weight to the regular season MVP, but fire basketball. Steph, take my hamstring. Other than that, shout out Jalen Brunson, Big Body Brunson. Shout out Jalen Brunson and shout out Mikal Bridges for back-to-back defensive stops. Where you yourself have taken the game away from the Boston Celtics. And he did it on not only Jaylen Brown, but Jason Tatum. Like, imagine the story that man gets to tell his children in like 15 years. Yeah, I locked up two of the best Boston Celtics players of my generation. Knocked them both up. Back-to-back games. Just great stuff all around.
He locked up a role player and we praising him?
Man,
shit,
wait.
Mars.
Who we call role player? Who we call role player?
My bad, my bad,
What we talking about? What we talking about?
I guess
On both of those possessions, though, Zizzy, I gotta say, first of all, with the Jaylen Brown one, pass makes the shot. Pass makes the shot. That was a weak ass play, but he still broke it up. Second one, he kind of just doubled down on some help defense, and Jason Tatum just kind of threw the ball to him. I'll get that to OG, but shout out to Mikal though.
I get it to OG, Mitch, and Mikal on that possession because they knew they were trying to run the exact same play.
Sure.
And it just literally beat them to the screen.
You know what else? Y'all what y'all made me do yesterday is go back and watch that. Well, Penn made me go back and watch that possession about 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
All he had to do was just calm down and be patient, Jason.
Yes.
All he had to do was just calm down. He could have stopped right there before he went left, took a step back, and took Mitch to deep water and went right. Jalen Brunson's this way. Mikal and OG are this way. Why are you going this way, brother? Take a step back, calm down, take a deep breath, and boom, blow by Mitch going to the right side.
Facts.
So
the handle was already like I said to you yesterday, Ox, when he was dribbling, he had lost the handle with his left. The handle was already choppy before he even got to his left. And then he started rushing, to your point. That's definitely what happened. But I got a question for you guys. Number one,
What's up?
when was the last time we saw two league MVPs in this kind of race in the playoffs going up against each other?
Derrick Rose and LeBron James.
Okay, so that was in 2000.
Steph Curry and James Harden in 2015.
Yeah.
Did it when D Rose and LeBron had played? Didn't D Rose had already run it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had already run it at that point. And
then Steph and James had already run it at that point, right?
Nah, it was Steph had won it, and it was the conference finals of 2015. I think that was the 5 games.
They also 2018 Steph went in the MVP talks.
who won the MVP in 17?
Technically speaking, yeah.
Russell Harden in the first round, 2017. Russell Harden, they played in the first round.
I really forgot, bro. You're right. Okay, had to be him.
And that was an underrated because what did that end in? I think that ended in 5, but that was
ended in 5 games, but I'm pretty sure OKC won while Russ was on the floor.
Right.
He played like 42 minutes a game, and they
how
got
close was
fried
that
when he was
MVP
on the
race
floor.
between Russ and James Harden?
I'll check
Was
the
it a lot-
voting.
was it a
I
lot
think it was
closer?
relatively close. Yeah.
And the reason why I'm asking this is because my
It's
follow-up
closer than
question-
this year's one. I'll tell you that. It's closer than this
Well,
year's one.
and that's what I was about to ask, Mars. And also my follow-up question is: would there be more action in this? Would there be more action in this if it was, let's say, Joker was playing in New York and SGA was playing in Boston?
Okay.
So in terms of the media market that these two guys are in, would it be more action if they were in bigger markets?
I mean, you could make an argument. I think the fact that they're in relatively smaller markets compared to those two, and the fact that they made those markets relevant, like you got to remember, in Nikola Jokic's case, he will forever be able to say, "I was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial to the Denver Nuggets," and at that time they were like. I know Carmelo said a year and a half ago, like they tried to erase his legacy by giving Jokic the number 15. Somebody else had already wore the number 15 before Jokic did, and after Carmelo Anthony. Like everything that happened with Jokic was a product of luck, chance, and a diamond in the rough, basically.
Right.
SGA, the way he even landed in Oklahoma City was another just wild scenario. So in that situation, what they were left over with was not only Shea, but good picks, draft assets, all that stuff. And Shea was just a really, really good scorer. And then they gave him some help the right way, the natural way, and all that just naturally developed. So I feel like the fact that they both did that for their two small markets already is just impressive enough, in my opinion.
I don't know. And with the whole big market, small market thing, I just don't think it's how it used to be, though. Especially with the you know what I'm saying, emergence of YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, all the social media, shows like The Panel, you know what I'm saying, channels like Player's Choice, you know what I'm saying, like I just don't think that big market, small market thing is as big as it once was, because now we got people, for instance, like Swiper, people that can advocate for their squad. Back in the day, regular dudes couldn't get on ESPN, FS, and all Fox Sports Network and speak for their team and big up their franchises. Nowadays, you got smaller platforms, which I mean, platforms with 250,000 subscribers is still, I guess, considered a small platform, but a lot of people can speak their mind on their team, and you realize that there's fans out there. Like people were saying before I was on, it's like, man, I never met a Kings fan before. Like,
I told you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, right. You're not the only one to tell me that. Easy. Like I've heard that. You know what I'm saying? Like 30 times.
I still haven't met one.
On God,
Mars, can you get rid of this dude? Send this dude there. But thanks, Mars. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I just think that the small market thing, big versus big market, I think it holds less weight than it once did.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, I can give it up.
Yo, real talk.
Yo,
how you doing this morning, brother?
I'm good.
I sent you a ticket.
I
had you first class and everything to come on down here with me.
Damn, both your teams in Cancun. Yeah, damn.
I'm in the store.
Yeah. Both my teams are in Cancun. It's fine. We'll be back next year.
Crazy plans tonight. If you know what I'm saying.
I know you and Ime got crazy.
Hell no.
If you and Ime
he gonna keep his job this time. He's gonna keep his job this time. That's what I know.
Not hanging with Ron, he ain't. Mars. Not hanging with Ron, he ain't. He getting fired again. Hanging with Ron.
He's allowed off season. When the street lights come on.
He's allowed off season.
Hey, but real talk though. I open up the floor for everybody to ask: is there anything in this playoffs that are standing out to you so far? Or just anything in the basketball world that you want to point out and talk about?
I think Bob asked the question about the playoffs becoming more like March Madness, or you answered the question, something like that a few episodes ago. I think that what's sticking out to me is like basketball has been like figured out to such an extent that you don't even need like the better talent or the best couple of players on the team to win a series anymore. I think that the three ball, and the variance of that shot kind of is swaying some outcomes of some series. Indiana shoots the ball in game one that at like a 53% clip from three. Cleveland shoots it at a 24% clip. They lose the game. Like a lot of that talent variance is not necessarily a big deal with the three-point shot. So that's something that's like sticking out to me. And also the return of double big lineups. I'm enjoying that. Very much enjoying that.
Shout out to double bigs, man, for real.
Shout out.
All right, fellas. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. As we know, there was a game last night. It was a game 2 last night. And, well, yeah, Mars, it wasn't much of a game. But it was 48 minutes of basketball that we got in Minnesota, and they basically cleaned the floor with the Warriors without Steph Curry, might I add. And we're going to talk about that. I got to hear everybody's opinion on that. But the series is even now at 1-1. And really, kind of just as the unit, the Wolves took care of the Warriors. And the Warriors just, without Steph, they just don't really got enough, fellas. But talk to me about how you guys feel about the Wolves beating the Warriors by a score of 117-93 and what the Warriors may need to do to stay alive. Mars?
You're not going to start with the Warriors, huh?
With what?
ZZ, the Warriors.
He's right.
Aren't you guys both Warriors fans?
No.
Mars left a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. But
ZZ, kick us off.
Yeah, I'll kick us off. So from what I saw, first of all, I knew we were going to lose this game. Let me just start there. Looking at game one, the Timberwolves had a very rough shooting night overall. Anthony Edwards had a very rough shooting night in the first half, tried to pick up the pieces in the second half, and it just wasn't enough. And now they went into a situation last night where there is no Steph Curry. So knowing how Minnesota is, I mean, Anthony Edwards at the start of the season was telling reporters that, they were ass, like to their face, to the locker room's face, to get them riled up to eventually go on a run late in the year. So I can only imagine what he told them before the game when he's like, all right, Steph is literally in street clothes and all they have is Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, who outshot them in the first half in the last game. I didn't think that was going to happen again. So Minnesota took care of business last night. They did what they needed to do. As far as what the Warriors need to do to get back, I mean, you gotta hope at this point that playoff Jimmy can come into the building for at least one of these games, game 3 or game 4. If you have that mixed with the fact that Steve Kerr threw out, I think, 14 players at halftime, he was just making random lineups to try to see what best fit was. You're basically asking for playoff Jimmy to show up, and you're asking for Buddy Hield. You're asking for Draymond to be on the floor and be smart. You're asking for Jonathan Kuminga, who actually started off the game, I think, 6 for 6 last night. So you're just asking a lot. And what you also need is for that defense to be locked down. If the Warriors can just focus in on just having a great defensive game overall. I saw Steph and Draymond talking about, hey, Mars, your Rockets. They were talking about holding them to under 90 if they could, or at least under 100, right?
It's probably Moss.
Yeah,
My Rockets.
Your Rockets. Hey, matter of fact, you're Jalen Green. But anyway,
Blazers FC. I don't tell you shit and
This is
shot.
so nasty out of you, Mars. I'm not gonna lie.
Disgusting.
So
Disgusting.
I'm
real
a no.
talk.
I'm a.
It's
Hey,
a big
don't,
up-
let's not get these.
Just pick up an abandoned ship when it wrecks. Huh?
Just like that. Just like real talk. He's
Are
the
you
real
meant
talk.
to
He's
stay on the Titanic? While
Yes,
No.
go down with the ship. Yes,
real talk. This dude.
That's
That's some cold ass walk.
That's crazy.
As you were saying,
He's
Jay,
one of
I
those white
apologize
boys, bro.
for interrupting you.
But
I
but
apologize.
ZZ,
You good?
to your point about the Steve Kerr thing, I don't know about y'all, but when I heard that in the post game, that pissed me off.
What do you say?
That pissed me off. I was just trying to find the lineup that worked. I played 14 guys, and the first thing, what the hell are you doing? You're trying to figure it out on the. Oh, yeah, you're trying to figure it out on the
I thought
fly.
you were talking about the Draymond quote, but I'm sure we'll get to that later.
Oh no, we
I'm
for
sure
sure.
we'll
Hey, I'm queuing that
I'm
up
sure
right
we'll
now.
get to that.
There was
Oh.
Kevin Knox second quarter minutes. I think that says a lot.
But
about the Warriors, right?
you threw me off for a second right there, real talk, because I'm so tired of that nigga. But look, the Steve Kerr thing, you know, I'm just like, Coach, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
Ox, tell me what's worse, that or JJ Redick playing just 5 players in the second half. What's worse?
That's worse.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
worse.
That's
Panel,
worse.
how do we feel?
That's just my own philosophy. Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't.
I
you
mean,
know
this is
what I'm
the
saying?
deepest roster
personally-
Steve Kerr's ever had. So I mean,
Well,
I know
Man, but
That's what
I told you, Mark. As soon as he said that shit, I was like, bro, why is he lying? Like,
yeah,
yo,
but
he
believes
he
it, so
knows
why not
it's
go
not
14
true.
deep? Why not go 14
But
deep?
my thing is, Coach, like, have a plan, Coach. Like, I also understand that you have to adjust, but I don't think that's adjusting. I think that's just throwing shit. You can't just try shit. Like, obviously, you have to try stuff, but that's just that to me looks like you don't have any idea what you're doing, Coach. Like, you didn't stay up last night and the night before with your coaching staff.
That.
Like,
I get
y'all,
that.
you didn't get in the war room and try something and come with a game plan. You know what? I would go so far as, you know what, we're doing it all different. Jimmy, you're just coming off a high picks all game. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna try to kill him with just straight Jimmy buckets. That probably won't work, but I'm saying, like, have a plan, Coach. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care if it works. Just try.
His plan was see which role player had it going. So he gave everyone minutes.
On
If
God.
one of them had a heater, you gonna play. Like that's the plan.
So a
I
role
think
player
that-
carry us to a game 2 win.
Yes.
That was- that was-
Yo,
If
come in and get hot,
Kevin Knox
please.
came in and knocked down 3 straight threes, you would have seen 28 minutes of Kevin Knox. Like
Yes,
that's
you
what.
would have.
Why you think
the
Kuminga
plan was-
played so much? Yes.
we
Why you
gonna
think Kuminga played
we
so
gonna
much?
play
Well, Kuminga was
everyone.
getting busy.
Why you think Davis played so much yesterday?
Yep.
But
But
chill,
that's
that's another thing, chill. You don't play this kid. Like,
You
you
probably-
don't play this kid.
He should probably
And
be
then
more in
now,
rotation, more
because
percent.
Steph is in here, come on, JK, save us. Like,
Well,
man,
well,
come on,
I
bro.
also think
God,
I also think to ZZ's point that I don't think that we realize how reliant they are on Steph Curry. And when you lose, and when you lose your best player, everything that they got going on offensively is built around Curry. Everything, shooting, action off the ball, action on the ball, all of that is built around Curry. He's their ball hand, and Draymond's their ball handler. But a lot of times Curry has the ball in his hands. So now when you take that out of the lineup, and I'm gonna say it, Mars, we've been waiting on playoff Jimmy for how long now? It's been 2 years since we
Thank
seen
you,
playoff Jimmy.
Chill.
And can I just say it now, Mars? I mean, we've been waiting on this dude for 2 years now. It's about time
he
that
was
we.
hurt. Like,
Anybody home?
I'm not saying to jump off the ship, but I mean, you said this to me a couple of months ago about can we start to have the conversation about Curry being washed? I'm asking you, like, can we start moving away? And I'm sure as soon as I say this shit, Jimmy's gonna go for 45 on.
That's what I was about to say. Chill,
Saturday
watch
or
game
some shit
3.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm talking
man.
about. As soon as I say this,
you
he's gonna
No,
go
he's
for
not.
40.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
even
No, he's
if
not.
he did, I don't think that changes the overall message. I said like during the end of the season and stuff, I just don't think Jimmy's that good of a scorer anymore.
I don't think
And
so,
that doesn't
man.
mean he can't have good scoring games. I'm like, he can score 32, 30. He can have those type of games. Like, I'm watching Jimmy Butler. I tweeted this. Like 80% of his points at this point are free throws and role player buckets. That's what he's doing. It's going, he going cut. He
What's
going
a
to
role
get
player
put back.
bucket?
Role player buckets where like you're not like it's not running high pick and roll with Jimmy Butler as the ball handler. It's like you gonna cut off some of like there's an action on the strong side. Jimmy Butler cuts, he's at the rim, layup, or someone shoots, put back, Jimmy's right there, or like he's driving on the second side, close out. Like they're valuable buckets, but they're role player buckets.
Okay,
Like Jimmy's not that. I don't think he has that next gear where you can put the ball in Jimmy's hands and
not
be
like
like,
it was
oh
years
yeah,
ago.
Jimmy gonna go get us 40. I don't think he really has that anymore.
Yeah,
Not
it looks like
not
we
on a
off the
consistent,
step,
not
bro.
on a consistent basis. Anyway, that's not me. That's
Jimmy
not me
Butler
saying
is
that he
so
can't
easy to
score.
guard.
Okay.
now, bro.
Are
But,
we?
And also, you know, he's gonna
factoring in-
pump fake. Like I'm
Exactly.
sorry, like
all you
I
gotta
said,
do if you're a defender on Jimmy,
if he drives,
stay
he's
down.
going to pump fake. Like just stay down. That's all you have to do. Like I'm not saying I could go out there and guard Jimmy. Like obviously not. But like elite defenders, like he's going
Mark,
to
this
drive.
ain't 2K, bro. This ain't 2K. You can't.
He's going to
this ain't
drive.
user control,
He's
bro.
gonna jump stop on 2 feet. He's gone pump fake. If you jump, he's gonna bump into you and try and finish the play. And
You right?
That's
You
how
right.
he scores at this point. And then he'll take the occasional mid-range pull-up. He'll miss more of them than he makes. And like that's really it when it comes to Jimmy scoring at this point. Like I'm not high on Jimmy scoring anymore.
So now, Mars, for everything that you just said, and real talk to add to your point. So now we take Curry out of the lineup. That's what we're relying on to get us buckets. That right there.
Look,
That's a
man,
recipe. And not only are we relying on that to get us buckets, we're relying on Pozinski, who needs people to create shots for him to get us buckets also. And then we got to move
Buddy Hield on his Reggie
I
Miller.
was about to say we got to move Buddy Hield up the line now to now get us buckets. So in addition to how good Minnesota's been playing defense, how good Julius Randle, who I'm so happy that Julius Randle is playing so much better. He just looks so much more comfortable in that Minnesota offense, knocking down wide open shots. I don't think it's the pressure of New York more than it was him just looking more comfortable in that Minnesota offense. I think the shots that he's shooting, he's a lot more in control of his game. And Ron, I said this to you yesterday, and I'm standing on it. I'm developing this love affair for this kid, McDaniels. I love everything about this kid the more I watch him. This kid is great, man. I love him on defense. I love the fact that he doesn't back down, not just defensively, just how he gets out in transition and how he plays within himself. And Ant hasn't been fantastic, right? Ant hasn't been, but the fact that he's out there and he's aggressive, that just makes them way more viable. They gave that game away. We shouldn't even be coming back to Minnesota, if I'm being honest with you guys. We shouldn't be.
And you're talking about in game 1?
Yeah, they gave that game away. We shouldn't be coming back.
Well,
to
yeah,
Minnesota.
they just stunk. But yeah, Ant hasn't been good in this series, and it's funny that like no one's really talking about that.
No one talks about it, Mark. No, go ahead, talk about it, Mark. Go ahead.
But
Just- now, let me tell you,
we talked about it yesterday.
Zero.
We talked about it yesterday. We talked about Ant.
now with Ant, my
Did
thing
we?
with
Did
Ant
we
is-
even talk about the game yesterday?
No, barely.
Yeah, I don't think we said too much about Ant. But yeah, Ant hasn't been good in this series. I'm glad he was able to come back though, because obviously he got hurt in the first half.
Yeah.
But
I think that was on the phone. I was talking to you, Ron, about Ant being bad. My bad, never mind.
Yeah, my thing with Ant is just
look at him having conversations behind off teams.
My thing with Ant is like you said, Chill. Like he did handle other areas of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's really shaky about him, or at least in the playoffs so far, is just his shooting consistency. But he does have a tendency, or had a tendency, to have like bad first halves and then try to really steer the ship in the second, just to make his efficiency equal out to something good or something respectable. But like other areas like rebounding, playmaking, he's been great in passing lanes, all that. He's reading defenses very well. I've noticed in the postseason, especially the way that the Lakers were playing them and just how he was reading double teams and things like that. Like you could tell there's a level of that's evolved there. But like Mar said, in this series, This bench,
Which I don't like
He's
the over.
playing good defense, though.
I hate
You
the
sound
real.
real Jason
real t-
Tatum-ish to me.
Ain't that right? Real talk.
I
That's
mean,
what I was thinking,
how hard
bro.
is it? How hard is it to play defense when the matchups on the perimeter are Brandon Podziemski and Buddy Hill?
I mean,
That's not.
also
yes,
not
you
as
can
difficult.
say that, but
It is
I
not
think
as
that it's
difficult.
like they've hit in the first 2 games. It's been like 20 or not 20. It's been like 8 24-second shot clock violations. That is ridiculous. And I know that's not all Ant. That's them as a whole. But I watched Ant get like 3 or 4 of them where he's guarding them in.
I've
And
seen
that's
Steve Kerr say that some of those shot clock violations were intentional.
What? Yo,
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what I heard him say.
I'm sick. I'm tired of all their asses. You know what they need to Steve Kerr and Draymond Green bundle them 2 motherfuckers up together and ship them up out of here. I'm tired of them.
I'm about to play the Draymond Green quote in a second. And it's Swiper, I want you to chime in on this conversation too. But I do want to say, I've been one of the main people up here that's been a Steve Kerr advocate. Like, man, he be coaching his ass off. He in that S tier. He's a hell of a coach. He got all these grand schemes. And chill, I'm sitting back watching last night. And after he done played about the 15 dude on the bench, and I thought the assistant coach was about to check in. You know,
Jerry Stackhouse, man.
I thought he was for a second when he got off the bench. I thought he was. He was just going to high five somebody. But chill, I'm thinking to myself, this dude might just be a Steph Curry merchant. Now,
they just won the other game without him though.
Because Draymond Green hit 17 threes.
But they also had a winning record this year, if I'm not mistaken, without Steph Curry.
I think their winning percentage without Steph was higher than their winning percentage.
Now, don't get me wrong.
After they got Jimmy,
all time, you might be right, Ron. He might be a Steph Curry merchant, just genuinely in terms of schemes and all that. Like they still had a losing record with KD and without Steph in comparison to the other way around. So like, there's ways you can look at it and think one way or the other. But this season in particular, the Warriors was finding ways to win games without him. Like they won handsomely.
So you trust
when they got Jimmy? When they got Jimmy, I think Shanae was saying yesterday on First Take. I think she was saying that when they got Jimmy, they've been plus 90 something with him on the court and Steph off the court. It was something like that she was saying. So it's I mean, once again, that's just Jimmy Butler carrying the squad. That's not Steve Kerr. That's just the Jimmy Butler effect. I've been trying to tell you this shit for like 4 years.
So he's just a product of good players.
So hype. Which is okay, you know what I'm saying? To be a great coach, you have to have some great players. That's what it is. You're never going to be a great coach or a legendary coach unless you get some great squads. You need that. That's just what it is.
But I do have to implement a system though, Ox, though.
Yes, and that's true. That's true. But how hard is it to implement a system when I got Steph Curry and chill? We could have coached that team.
Bro,
17, 18, and 19, chill. We could have coached that team. 16, we could have coached that team. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's
anybody can train a secretary, but you can screw them up too, Ox. And just because just because you have an immense amount of talent, you still got to you got to manage this talent. Number 2, you got to put them in spaces where they can. Ox, he ain't just rolling the balls out and just just play basketball. No, I gotta I gotta put Buddy Hield in space where Buddy Hield can make open shots, because we all know that Buddy Hield will take more open shots than he'll take contested shots. It's a problem when you're in the offense.
That's why since they got Buddy, it's not looking like it was looking when they had Clay, Steph, and KD.
Hold on now. Buddy Hield was historic in that game 7. Ain't that right, Mars? You see that shit?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, but that's what they're gonna do though. All I'm saying is like, obviously, I don't think Steve Kerr sitting on the toilet reading Coaching for Dummies. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's. I don't think he's, I don't think he's a waste of a coach. I think he's I think he's a decent coach, but I don't think that Steve Kerr should have ever been in these conversations that we was forcing him in.
I think
he's not a top 5 coach all time because he coached Steph, Clay, and KD. No, that's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is a Mike Brown merchant, a Steph Curry merchant.
Hey, but we don't do that with Phil Jackson though. We don't do that with Greg Popovich.
We don't.
I'm saying like. Look,
hold on. Respect Greg Popovich.
Why would it be done with
Greg Popovich?
I'm saying, what do you mean? Why would it be done with Pop? The best assortment of talent ever.
First and
Over
foremost,
20
okay,
years.
Ron,
Over a
that's
20
it.
year
And
span.
Ron, and even
And
if
I'm talking about
that's
he was over.
Ron,
He didn't,
Ron.
he didn't have the luxury of not having multiple Hall of Famers.
This
Okay,
is, see,
actually,
this,
he did.
This is
Actually,
where,
he
this,
did,
no,
Ron.
this is where timing gets convenient because
Yes.
yesterday, a nice little video came across my timeline. It was clickbait, by the way, of apparently me saying the Spurs aren't a top 5 dynasty, which by the way, but that video came
Morris,
back-
you said
no, I said they aren't definitively a top 5.
I
dynasty.
remember
That's
that
what I said.
video.
'Cause I
I
watched the
remember.
video.
we had a
last night.
conversation up here.
Yeah,
about
we had.
it.
It was a 38-minute
Nasty.
segment.
He was just
I don't
he was
think
just
I was- I
trolling
don't
the
think I
match
ever
to
been-
mess with y'all.
I don't
Y'all
think I've
failed
ever
the
been
debate.
that mad before. I was pissed.
Yeah, and
See?
you watch the video and you just see, he ain't even trying to have the conversation. He's just mad as hell. So anyway, long story short, I say the Spurs aren't definitively a top 5 dynasty. Blah 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 blah. I debate with Chill. I debate with Ron. Ox stays out of it. Gets mad that we even having the conversation.
Mhm.
Ron's words exactly were, "I rate the Spurs dynasty higher because they didn't have the same level of talent." So how are you going to tell me today
Receipts,
they had
nigga.
this large assortment of talent to dismiss Popovich when on the video I
Mark,
just
are you
watched
being
yesterday,
serious right
hey,
now?
the Spurs
up,
ain't
Mark?
have that much talent. They
Hold
ain't
on.
have that
He's
terrible
not
level of
rookie.
talent.
Mark, this is one of your worst reaches ever.
That's what you
They
said.
didn't have the assortment of talent to Phil Jackson, to the other
He
top
created the
dynasties.
dynasty.
To the
yeah.
other top dynasties.
But they
to the
were a
rest, to
dynasty.
the rest of the league.
But they were
Yes.
a dynasty. So,
Okay,
so what I'm
yes.
saying is,
With-
why would you take away from Pop if in your estimation, because you were saying the Spurs are a top 3 dynasty. So if in your estimation they're a top 3 dynasty and they didn't have the level of talent as the other dynasties,
Compared
why
to
are you trying
who?
to take away from
The
Pop?
other
Why are you
dynasties,
trying
not to
to
the
take
rest of
away
the
from
league.
Pop?
Yo,
But
not to the,
I'm asking, why are you trying to take away from Pop? Because we're talking about Pop being a top 5 coach, and you're
Yes.
saying, well, Pop also had this a large amount of talent. I agree,
He
did have
did.
talent. He did have more talent than
Both-
Brian Keith
both
is
are
dealing with
true.
right now. But my question is, why are you taking away from Pop when, even by your estimation, he's created a dynasty with the least amount of talent anyone's created a dynasty with? So why would he still
we're
not be in
talking
the top
about
5?
dynasties.
Yeah,
We're
Right.
not talking about
Okay.
the rest of the league. Still,
Sure.
in all of those
I
years,
think you're ignoring what I'm asking.
no, I'm not. In all of those years, relative to the rest of the league, Popovich had more talent than just about everybody. And if not, he was the top 2 or 3 team talent-wise.
Sure,
So
sure.
he still had a
Yes,
great
he
amount,
had some
an
amount-
immense amount of
But
talent.
he created a dynasty.
Yes, but he still had talent.
Okay,
You said you
now,
can't
now,
build
Ron,
today. You
Ron,
can't
Ron, stay
build a
right
team
there.
without
Stay
talent.
right, Ron,
You can't
stay
build
right
a
there.
dynasty without
But
talent.
my point
I know
is he's
exactly what
creating
Mars
a
is saying.
dynasty with lesser talent. So why are you
Then
questioning?
who?
Like, Phil Jackson makes sense. Like, you can be like, he had Michael Jordan, Kobe
Okay.
Bryant, Shaq,
Mhm.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. But if Popovich is creating a dynasty with way less talent than every other coach created a dynasty with,
Way?
why are you questioning his inclusion in the top 5?
Why is way less?
Okay, let me
Because you-
let me
Really
let me
quickly,
ask you a question.
really
Okay,
quickly,
you got-
ZZ,
you got-
really quickly,
Does that not
ZZ.
make sense?
The
No,
reason why
because-
it's it's way less.
my
Swiper.
bad.
No, you're not bugging
Really?
out, Mars. You're not bugging out, Mars. The reason why it's way less, Swiper, because you don't know who Tony Parker is when he show up. You don't know who Ginobili
That has
is when
nothing
he
to do
shows
with
up.
it, though,
It
Chill.
has everything to do with it.
But
You know
they
why?
showed up
Because
and showed out.
But they became elite players, though.
The reason why they showed up, the reason why they showed out was because of Pop's tutelage.
Well,
That's why they showed
well,
up.
to be fair,
If they're
Tony was
playing-
elite in France
if
before
they're-
he got over.
Okay, at 19 years old in France. We don't know
Yeah,
who Tony
but
Parker
he was,
is
but
coming
he
to
was,
the
Yeah,
NBA.
Wemby
but he was
was
an
a
all-world
leader.
player
Right,
at that
but
point.
we don't.
though.
But in 2001, we don't know who
Wemby
Tony
was
Parker
like
is
that.
coming into the
Yeah,
NBA.
I
We
get
don't.
it, but Manu was the guy in Argentina too. Like they
And
all were
and
they
again,
all were
we
great where
don't.
they were.
And again, and I can say the same thing about Phil. I can say the same thing about Phil Jackson when he was in with the Chicago Bulls. Just so you know, Horace Grant was second team All American when he got on that crew.
I know who Horace
He was
Grant
first
was a
team.
great
He was
player.
first. He
So
was
was
first
Rodney.
team All. he was-
Cartwright was a great
Same
player.
thing. Same
Kerr,
thing.
Paxson,
Same thing with
Ron
Scottie Pippen.
Harper.
Same thing
They're all
with
great
Scottie
players.
Pippen.
They're all
So
great players.
the point.
They
The
did their
point is.
job. They're all great role players.
The point is that these
They're great
coaches.
role players.
The point is that
Yeah,
these
they're-
coaches.
they're-
They have to coach these
Danny
dudes.
Green
They
is a
have
great
to-
role player.
The point is that these coaches have to coach these guys and develop them into great players. And that's the
Don't
point
talk
with
to me about
Pop.
great role
We don't know who Ginobili is. We don't know who
But we can
Tony
credit
Parker
most of that
is.
success.
We don't know who
Duncan if we
Steven
wanted to,
Jackson
though.
is. We
Tim
don't know
Duncan
who
and David Robinson. But chill. I'm not saying that Greg Popovich wasn't doing a
David
coaching.
was old as dirt.
I believe Greg Popovich was coaching his ass off. The only point I was making is that throughout that whole tenure, he had multiple Hall of Famers on every team.
But
On
you
every
can
iteration of the
contribute
team, he had
to
multiple
that.
Hall of Famers, except maybe those last few years where you could
But-
say it was just Kawhi. But
But he
however,
didn't.
he still had Kawhi. And
But-
yes, he developed them and he put them in good places.
Right.
But
You don't know
I'm
who
just
Leonard
saying,
is.
like, when he had those players, same thing with Steve Kerr. When Steve Kerr picks up the sticks easy and Steph Curry's on the floor, he's not losing. He a hell of a coach for
They've
Steph
been
Curry.
losing for a little minute right now, and
He a
He's
hell,
saying with a team and stuff.
Bro,
He's with a squad.
he a hell of a coach
He's
for
right.
Steph
Hey,
Curry.
look. Okay, let me ask y'all this question.
He's running the last shot for Buddy Hield with Steph Curry right there. Steve Kerr absolutely can mess up a secretary. Chill.
I just thought of something.
He would have been a genius if Buddy made the shot though.
Mars, do you remember? I think it was 2016. But do you remember the Portland series in the playoffs? Steph
when
was
Steph was hurt and Clay and
Steph was
Draymond started going crazy.
yes.
Yeah.
In a series like that, in a situational series like that, how much credit are you giving Steve Kerr for his adjustments in the series without Steph Curry? Playoff implications, and now he's relying on asking of guys like Klay Thompson to take, bigger loads for the rebounding or defense or whatever. Draymond to be main facilitator, but still orchestrate that offense. And then whatever you have left, like Sean Livingston and Iggy, you're asking a lot of. But how much credit do you give Steve Kerr for a series like that? My question.
I don't know. I always say I struggle with determining what coaches actually do.
Mhm.
But I think from my memory of that series, I haven't rewatched that series. My memory of that series, he just ramped up the plays for Clay.
Yeah.
I think that's just common sense.
Mhm.
Steph's
So
not
it's-
there, so let's just run more plays for Clay. Like that's really what happens. And then Draymond was in his little DHO stuff and his pick and roll stuff, and then he pops, and this is when Draymond can make threes, and teams still weren't like closing out hard on Draymond because at this point pick and pop wasn't really getting that same level of attention. And then when he made there was a game he made like 8 threes in that series, if I remember correctly. I think they lost, but Draymond made 8 threes. So
I
that's
remember.
cool.
Yep.
And then when they close out, he's driving the closeout, and then Draymond's really good. Like from my memory, and once again, this is a 9-year-old memory, and I'm already very young, so just remember this.
You was 9 at that time, by the way.
Yeah, so like remember that.
Damn.
But like
Now y'all know how old
I don't think much really changed. Like I think their defense got better, and then offensively it was just more reliance on Clay and Draymond. I don't think they did much different. It was just we don't have Steph anymore, so we need these guys to do more. And then their defense just got way better, but that's because they took their worst defender off the floor.
Which would also, I think, enhance Kerr off the strength that one, they were younger, and with them being younger, you could probably run more action because I'm not going to say that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson were the same player, but as a shooter, Klay Thompson in 2016 was one of the elite shooters in the game. I think much better than Buddy Hield. I think you can run way more. I think you can run in 2016 way more action for him. Draymond was much more athletic back then than he is today. I think he was a better defender. So the schemes that Steve Kerr were able to implement, I think that they would work a lot better back then. Even if it was simple stuff, I think it was able to work a lot better back then because he had younger guys.
I mean,
Clay averaged 31 in that series.
Yes, he did.
Mhm.
Dog walked them
the
niggas.
talent is close
Respect,
enough. Though.
Clay
I feel like a portion of coaching that doesn't get a lot of credit is you have to establish a culture of winning and like belief. And I mean, I feel like for me, it might be a trope for some people, but there really is something to, even if you're at a deficit without your best player, if the talent in a series is close enough and you establish a culture of like, we're not giving up easy opportunities and we're going to ask for perfection on the offensive end, that you can overcome like losing your best player over the course of a series. I think that if you lead your troops in this instance and in some of the sports metaphors or whatever, to believe that every single possession matters and that with enough willpower you can overcome that deficit. I mean, that's a part of coaching for me. I think like being able to establish that kind of culture and you can win with that consistently. But then when you get that plus the talent, that's when you have, I think, your dynasties or your championship teams. And I think so much of coaching, and like I said, if you've been in a locker room, especially at a higher level, you probably can speak to this too. Chill and Ox and Ron and Real Talk played a little bit, and Zizi, I don't know your background at all, but like Mars, you play soccer and all that stuff. I think there's something to being able to look at a coach and say, I know that what he's telling me is going to get me where I need to be. Now all I have to do is go execute. And then
so what other space? Go ahead. What other space can Steve Kerr put Moses Moody and Pat Spencer and Gary Payton and Kevin Knox in? I mean, in terms because the Golden State Warriors are a very shoot heavy team. I mean, those guys shoot a lot from that system. I mean, I think they went 1 for like 14 yesterday. Just the 4 of those guys in their rotation. What other space can Steve Kerr put those guys in? Because the offense that they run is very much a lot of action off the ball, a lot of ball movement, a lot of cutting, things like that, trying to get layups in addition to shooting the long ball, but also trying to get layups and playing in the mid-range. What else could Steve Kerr do as opposed to those guys not making shots? Because I feel like Moses Moody has been garbage.
Especially if you're a Pat Spencer and you're like, you know, he's a utility player. Like he's not even like a rotational player consistently. Like a lot of this is if you can catch momentum in a bottle, Matthew Dellavedova, i.e. 14-15, you catch momentum in a bottle, all of a sudden this dude looks like a legitimate NBA player. And I think if they go back to Golden State, all of a sudden Pat, Moses Moody, Buddy, Kuminga, Pods, all of a sudden, not only can they not miss, but everything is like being executed to the 100th percentile. And then that's how you get a win over teams like, I think the Timberwolves who are undisciplined. Like the Timberwolves can suffer for being undisciplined, and you can take advantage of that. And especially if they're going to be as reliant on jump shooting in Oracle Arena, I mean, we can find 4-quarter possessions where we can win that game without Steph. And then Jimmy has to have the over-the-top shot making, and that obviously is going to become important. But they can win.
That sounds to me, and Swiper, that sounds to me more like atmosphere than it does the actual play, the actual coaching, because it sounds to me like the same thing that we're doing in Minnesota in terms of action, in terms of getting guys shots. Okay, we're going to do the same thing when we get up to the Bay Area, only except the atmosphere is just going to be different.
And they're going to get their asses kicked.
Maybe possible.
You trying to play the same style of basketball without Steph Curry. That's what we were just talking about yesterday. We were just talking about this, but the only difference is we're talking about the same team. We saw team after team after team try to play against the Warriors the same way the Warriors were playing. That's why that copycat league shit needs to go out the window. If you don't got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you can't do that. If you don't, in the Warriors, if you don't got Steph Curry, you can't do that. You have to play a different style of basketball. You have to gotta coach. You can't just go out there, okay, we're gonna run around, we're gonna shoot. You can't do that. Like Pat Spencer, you out there, I need you now, Spence, I need you to be a point guard. I need you to get down here. I need you to kick it open, guys. I need you to facilitate some offense. We gotta change our shit up until the chef gets back. We don't play like this no more.
The one thing I will say,
Jimmy, you gotta get the ball and work in the mid range. Draymond, you gotta get back to dishing. Draymond, you gotta be aggressive on offense. I need you, Michigan State, Draymond. I need you fake dribble handoffs, turn in the corner, go dunk something. You got open three, shoot the ball. I need y'all to play a different brand of basketball. The chef ain't here no more. He can't save you. We can't play like that no more. 15 dudes can't play in the first half, coach. You can't just be out there praying that one of these dudes get hot. You're not coaching, coach. You're not coaching.
Okay, you.
I don't.
You're not coaching.
You're
just making substitutions. You're not coaching.
I don't want to call like Steve Kerr a Curry merchant though, because he was smart enough to build and construct an offense around his best player. Like
if Mark Jackson wasn't a man of God, Steve Kerr wouldn't even be here.
But Mark Jackson
but Steph Curry changes the way he played as he continued with Steve Kerr. Yeah. Like as he continued with Steve Kerr, especially after like 16 forward, he was more of an off-ball player than he was with Mark Jackson. So now Mark Jackson did establish like that culture and everything of winning and playing defense. You know, being an elite defense will translate. He definitely did that. But Steve Kerr definitely changed the way they played offense and go to state 16 forward. And I think he did a good job of getting Steph more off-ball and utilizing his shooting and just off-ball movement a lot better than Mark Jackson did.
I think to add to Real Talk's point, like Steve Kerr, the one thing I've given him credit for over the years is like, yeah, he basically like inherited a team basically, or inherited a system, but he also enhanced that system. It's not like he just took what Mark Jackson said and said, all right, we're just going to run elevator screens every play. Like, no, he looked at a player like Andre Iguodala and said, hey, you know, if you came off the bench, we would be 10 times better. Our offense would look better. Our defense would look better. Our bench would be more valuable. And he was the one that had to really convince him to do that. And then eventually it led up into a moment where you have, like in the NBA finals, where you're down 2-1 and you want to go small. And the only person on your team that can really enhance that small ball lineup to the T would be a non-Iguodala. Steve Kerr had to convince him to do that too. So there even with Kevin Durant, how many times did we see them mic'd up and Steve Kerr, you know how Steve Kerr be. I will say that nigga don't stand on business a lot, and that pissed me off. Like when he had Kevin Durant and he's like, "Hey Kevin, it'd be great if you pass the ball a little bit more tonight." You know, Michael Jordan, nigga, no, tell him to pass the ball, coach. What are we doing? Don't tell Kevin Durant Michael Jordan stories. He's not Michael Jordan. Don't tell Steph. Hey, I used to play with Tim Duncan, and he would do this. They're not the same player. They're not. So,
and Ox, I can appreciate your logic about coaches have to coach, but it's really difficult, man. When you've built the system around a specific player, and almost everybody plays like that because that's how you built that system. Right, you bring in players that have a similar architect as that guy, and when that guy is off the floor, now you're asking us to do something completely different. And I can appreciate your logic about playing basketball because we don't just have to play behind the long ball line. I'm not going to say that, Ox. You're 100% correct in that. We do not have to just stay behind the long ball line. No, we got other players to do other things. But when you have a specific architect like what Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors have built around Steph Curry, that's their mantra. And now all of a sudden we're asking you to do something completely different when this guy is off the floor. It's a lot more difficult than we give Steve Kerr credit.
I believe so, Chill. I'm 100% with you. I didn't once for a second, not for 1 second, did I say or insinuate that Steve Kerr has an easy job to do. This task is not easy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you want to be great, you want to be legendary, you want to be talked about this, you gotta be able to face adversity and come out victorious, Chill. So with that being said, it's hard, but that's what I always be talking about. Like there is a war room. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to play war games with your assistant coaches. I need y'all to sit down around this round table. We're gonna have some food and we're gonna break down how are we gonna win this basketball game without Steph Curry. I can't just send my assistant coaches home like, all right, y'all, see y'all here tomorrow at 10 a.m. See you at shoot around. Hell nah. This is some serious business. We're not leaving here to 4 a.m. We're gonna sit here and figure this out.
You think they're gonna change like how they play completely in a span of 48, 72? Like I'm pretty sure they had a different game plan, but like they're throw the ball in the post and split at, like all of that identity of that team is going to still be there. I'm sure there was some differences in however they prepared, but like for me, if Phil Jackson, for example, was a triangle guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there may be some adjustments in the triangle and how they want to operate and stuff like that, but like the triangle principles are going to exist.
But the triangle wasn't predicated on
one guy.
The triangle wasn't predicated on Michael Jordan's skill set.
Right.
Steve Kerr's system is predicated on Steph Curry's skill set.
Yes,
I mean, it's kind of flawed to build a system where it's dependent solely on one person.
But I think it's dependent on movement and shooting, which obviously does cater to Steph a lot. But I do think even being able to that motion and having the shooter screen and all of that, I think makes the like non-shooters more viable. I think Steve Kerr has done the best job of coaches in the league making non-shooters viable offensively.
Yeah. Real talk. My thing,
a lot of that is also once again.
My thing is to answer your question, though. Real talk. Yes, I do think it's hard to do. 48 hours is not a lot of time. And once again, I want to preference this. I mean, y'all already know this. I never played in the NBA, but I've seen it done in the levels I've played at. I've seen, and I'm hard on coaches because I came up around legendary coaches at their respectful levels. You know what I'm saying? I've had legendary coaches, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen them switch up day before a game, like, okay, we can't do that. We're gonna sit here. We slight adjustments make big differences. You know what I'm saying? I've seen coaches where, okay, we're running this. This is the defense we run. We put in a whole new different zone defense today. That's all we're working on today is this zone defense. And so telling me, you got to watch me. When I give you this sign, you call out this defense. We running this. You know what I'm saying? We're changing it up. I've seen coaches do this, and obviously, once again, not in the NBA. But if you know what I'm saying, but it's still basketball though. Like you can't, if and to your point, it's a big deal to not have Steph Curry and still try to run a similar offense to what you've been doing. That I think taking Steph out of that is a way big difference. Now, And mind you, I'm not saying that everything needs to change. I'm just saying you got to make different adjustments. And I don't think just throwing role players out there and hoping that Kevin Knox hits 6 threes today is a recipe for success.
But
I just think Steve Kerr is just a regular coach that's had irregular.
Could we say the same thing about? Let me just say this, because I was actually having this discussion with one of my homies the other day. But he was like, the Warriors' offense looks like shit without Steph. And then he said, is it as bad as Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets without him? And I was like, in the last 5 years, when you look at teams in the league, offenses, is there a bigger drop in terms of production from a squad in terms of like the Warriors with and without Steph and the Nuggets with or without Jokic? I think those two are in the same tier of what can happen to an offense.
It's worse with Jokic because of but that's simply because of the scoring and the playmaking and all.
Right. And like I said, that's what I said. I was like, with Jokic is different because both the teams are running their offense through both of these players. The difference is the Denver Nuggets are running it on the high block or the low block, and Jokic as a big man is much more susceptible to just either scoring or finding lanes or finding the open corner shot or whatever it might be. And then with Steph Curry, his gravity and the fact that this nigga can run 2 miles a game and be the difference in winning the game or not, like that type of stuff matters. So if you don't have Steph Curry running around at 100 miles an hour or whatever, if you don't have that, now all of a sudden the offense looks completely different, and you're asking what other actions you need to go.
Hey, ZZ, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
And I know we was gonna talk about the Warriors today, so why not bring one of my most controversial Warrior of all time? So,
hey Jordan, by the way, I'm looking at that controversial Warrior.
That's crazy work.
It's somebody up here to really look like him. Kind of really two of y'all, but that's neither here nor there. The chat, whatever, put that together. Who looks like bro? But
whatever. But anyways, the fact is, when I said the Warriors just aren't that good of a team, I was a Rockets fan. I was a Rockets enthusiast. Now and a Warrior hater. By the way, I was a Warrior hater too. But now here.
You are a Warrior hater.
Oh, absolutely. But I absolutely. But just because I feel some way, that don't mean I can't tell the truth. Right. Now that they get their ass whooped, now all of a sudden, Kerr can't coach. What the hell is
it? Ain't all of a sudden. Jordan about Steve Kerr for a long time.
That's cool, but I'm just saying. I've been on that same thing too, but I'm just saying. Now all of a sudden, who we supposed to do this for? Pat Spencer? Who we supposed to do this for? Buddy Hield? I mean, he ain't Klay Thompson. But when I said I'm a Warriors hater, which I am, I admit, but I was just telling the truth. So since I did that, I had to bring, one of the most popular Warriors of all time. Just to let y'all know.
Oh, damn.
Probably it's great. I do want to go back to a point though that Ox was talking about, like making some adjustments, and maybe offensively, because that's more so the case. Because I mean, they were fine defensively for the most part.
They had 5 points with 3 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, it was crazy. They made adjustments like that in their offense for Kevin Durant, right? Like they implemented some elbow ISOs for KD and stuff like that. Like they weren't doing things like that prior to him being there. So this goes back to Chill's point about if Jimmy Butler was a level of shot creator and player, maybe they could adjust to that. But if Jimmy Butler can't beat anybody one-on-one, if Jimmy Butler can't create advantages for teammates in isolation, then he's reliant on the motion and the passing and the cutting for his scoring.
But that's what Miami's been doing for years, though. Miami and Golden State are like really similar, just with
So I do think like at some point it may just be like a roster limitation. Like you have to have the personnel to make whatever kind
of meaning they not good though, right? Meaning the Warriors just really aren't that good.
See,
though,
Jordan,
I mean they're a great defensive team. Let me
just say this. I don't like having these type of conversations with the series that is literally 1-1 right now. I don't.
Yeah.
Because based off this playoff so far, and the amount of high volume, but at disgusting efficiency shooting that I've seen from a lot of these teams, the Celtics 2 times in a row, the Cavs at one point, the Grizzlies in their very first game, the Warriors in 2 of the games against the Rockets in their last series,
the Nuggets multiple times.
Like we can't call Steve Kerr a Curry merchant. We can't say the Warriors are trash. We can't say the Timberwolves are ass. We can't say Anthony Edwards is ass until this series is over. The one
I
thing
agree.
hate
So
the
what's your
most,
stance? That's my court. That's my thing.
here's my
What is
stance.
the
Here's my
stance?
That
stance.
part right there.
If we're
It's easy.
judging,
If you don't stand on business, I'm going to for the Warriors.
I'll stand on the business of look, Ron, be smart. All right, that hamstring ain't no joke. We don't know. We don't know what the timetable is at all.
So
like
Kerr
genuinely.
is a Curry merchant.
Oh my God,
Yes.
Jordan.
But my thing real quick though, can we see?
I mean, to be
so
fair,
let me go-
Steve Kerr ain't have Steph for a year, and they were the worst team in the NBA.
Exactly.
Garbage.
Yeah,
But
so you
can we
he-
can we
the
see
best
some
player of his-
different action though, Jordan? Like can we
any of
see
these
some work
playoff
with-
teams? Any of these playoff teams, if you take their best player off,
Literally.
it's gonna hurt them. Like, come on, that's so disgusting.
What are we doing?
Of course
fall
not.
back
Ron,
on that.
I'm not saying Steve Kerr. You should be able to win basketball games without Steph Curry. It's no big deal that you're losing Steph Curry. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is don't we want to see some action with Draymond having the ball over here on the wing and Buddy Hield yes Mars and Buddy Hield setting like curl picks for Jimmy Butler to catch the ball coming to the rim where he could then pop out so that the defense has to make a decision. Like if we still want to play some basketball, like you can set that with I don't know Moses Moody over here weak side and I don't somebody else whoever's out on the floor. I'm just saying they still got some viable options. You know what I'm saying? They could still play some basketball and it might without Steph it might turn into spamming a lot of the same thing, a little redundancy. But then the next game you got to switch it up a little bit more.
And Ox, to be fair, like all trolling aside, whether it's Steve Kerr, whether the roster trash, Jimmy Butler got to stop driving and pass though. Like, bro, you don't have these goddamn superstars that can finish the play for you off the dribble, bro. All that he don't even look at the goal. I was saying this in the Houston series. I was like, bro, y'all Warriors fans not tired of Jimmy driving the pass? Like he do everything driving the pass. And it's like, bro, stop that shit, bro.
Jimmy, you know damn well that he's going to actually score you a point or two, like a normal NBA basketball player getting paid millions of goddamn dollars would. Ben Simmons get on my nerves. I'm sorry.
Jimmy Butler making $50 million. I hope he can make a layup.
But Bradley Beal making $50 million too. He can't get you 17 a damn game. That's fame, ain't it?
$4 million.
Hey, Jimmy gave you 17.
$4 million.
Yes. Mars, he can get you 19. I'll take that. 19.7. I like something. Like, come on,
million for 19.7, but Jalen Green give you 21 for 12 million. It's a problem.
21 on 41% shooting is god awful, Mars. You can't. That's you nigga try to be.
Like, you better take that 21, however it comes.
Fellas, I want to cut the chase though. I want to get straight to it. Obviously, this series is 1-1. It is unfortunate that Jordan just jumped off the screen because this is directed especially towards him.
Oh Lord.
I know I expressed my concerns with Steve Kerr. And we all are concerned with Steph Curry not being there. However, in these next 3 games, I know game 5 is next Wednesday, and game 6 is until next Sunday. So it'll be a nice little gap between game 5 and game 6. I'm saying that to say that I believe that this series will at least go to 6 games with or without Steph Curry. I think in one of these next 3 games, the Warriors will get a victory. Whether that's Jimmy exploding, whether that's Buddy Hield going off for 7 threes, or whether it's a collective game, or it could be them just shutting down the Wolves defensively. I do believe that the Warriors are good enough to get one without Steph. However, they are going to need Steph to come back and finish this off.
I was about to say, Ron. So we clear. They said at the earliest he could come back in game 4, and Steph has already made it clear that it takes time. For this kind of thing to heal. So Steph ain't rushing back because I think Steph is thinking he's going to play a little bit longer. So Steph ain't rushing back. So at the earliest they talking about game 4, by that point, I mean, I think the series are already, I don't see them giving up any.
Well, game 4,
no, chill. You got
down 3-1.
I think they need to win.
I really don't want y'all to fall victim to the Timberwolves. I really don't. But you might.
Well, here's the thing that I'm thinking about, ZZ. I'm thinking about how much better the Timberwolves have played this season, well, particularly against Minnesota without Curry. Like with Curry, they weren't very good because Curry would end up outplaying Anthony Edwards down the stretch. And the way that Anthony Edwards has been playing in this series, if we got into games where we're using the meat and potatoes of games, I can't say with 100% certainty that I would roll with. I can't say with 100% certainty that I would roll with the Minnesota Timberwolves. But without him, there's no reason that I'm thinking that they shouldn't beat them. No reason.
So chill. Game 6, Jordan, you muted. But game 6 isn't until next Sunday. that's May 18th. How many days would that have been? That's almost 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ron, that hamstring
Ron,
the
series gonna be over by then. The series will be over by then.
Between game 6, if they could get one game.
No, Steph went down on May 8th. No, Steph went down on May 6th. Sorry. So that'll be what, 12 days?
Yes.
Yeah, that ain't enough for a hamstring though. Like 12 days, you getting out of shape. You're gonna be out of shape out of the 12 days.
Jordan, I think he might be out for the series.
Yeah,
I think he is. I don't think they want to say it out loud, but that's a real possibility.
Bruh, you don't want to have James Harden's problem next year. Like James, like James Harden, like you don't want to have what James Harden had to go through when he had that bum ass hamstring. Like he had a bum ass hamstring for 2 weeks. I mean, for 2 years.
Was that a quad? Was that his quad though in the net series? Was his hamstring?
No, it was his hamstring. Yeah,
bro.
He messed his hamstring up in Houston, though.
Ooh, bro.
He messed his hamstring up in Houston. That's what people don't realize. Like he messed it up when he was in Houston.
Was that the same year?
This is an ongoing thing, Jordan. Is what you're saying? This was already a problem,
bro. A hamstring injury is horrible, bro. Like it's horrible because it could feel good, and the moment you forget about it and start cutting,
like that.
And then you can't forget about it no more. It's right back, you know. And so I don't know, but regardless, I had the Timberwolves in 6 or 5. Anyway, regardless whether Steph was there or not. But my question was for Chill. Why don't you think Minnesota can get it done over the Warriors in like late games? Like they just had to deal with Luka Doncic and Go James.
No.
Why they got it done then?
You might have misheard what I said. When I watched them throughout the course of the year, they weren't able to. Curry was able to outplay him in late games. He was able to outplay Anthony Edwards. Now they've been playing a lot better. And in addition to them playing a lot better, with Julius Randle playing better, with McDaniels playing better, and now the subtraction of Steph Curry, I mean, I think that this series is completely different. So I'm not saying that they can't get it done in late games. But when Steph Curry was on the floor, which I don't think he's going to be on the floor for the rest of the series, they weren't able to get it done in late games when they played against them throughout the course of the regular season.
I mean, I guess I think this team is totally different, though. I think this Minnesota team, the way they playing, and I want everybody up here who called Julius Randle trash. I mean, they missed.
Say it, Jordan. Say it.
Everybody who called Julius Randle trash, speak y'all piece right now and say, you know what? I apologize.
Raise your hands. Who said it?
What?
We already gave him flowers already.
No, we need to give him more than flowers. No.
Just wait, Swiper. Just wait. I heard this story before with James Harden.
He had a bad game one.
I heard this story before with James Harden for 10 years.
That's okay.
I'm saying we gave him credit after the first round, and then he had a bad game, and then he had a good game again. You got to give him credit every good game.
Swear to God.
And saying he's been playing good regardless.
Jordan, I'm gonna give him credit.
11 and 7.
I'm gonna give him credit. I'm gonna give Julius credit.
You up here doing backflips.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna give Julius credit.
Julius can't get a backflip. He can't get a somersault.
He can get a flower or two. I'll throw him a rose. There you go. That's all you get.
Every time Jokic got 2 good pick and roll defensive possessions in a game.
Here we go. That's what I'm telling you.
Which rarely happens, real talk. That rarely happens.
There's a Jokic Glazer up here. It's not me. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It is not me. You see how he came out of nowhere with that straight after I defended real talk and his right to have a body he wants to have in the chat, and then here he goes up here. That's crazy. Whatever body you want to have,
I want to have in the chat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get in the chat and see what they were saying about you, how I defended your honor.
I'm not worried about the chat people. You talking about who said something, Buddy? Adam? Which one of them?
Adam don't ever talk about how men look. There is somebody in the chat that literally every day gets on here like, I wonder what he looks like underneath his shirt. Every day. Every day it happens. Every day there's a comment. That's what I'm telling you, bro.
Well, I mean, we don't got
Vision. We're Vision that. Matter of fact, that's right. Where's Vision been, dog?
I don't know.
I think Jordan got Vision banned, dog.
Yo, Ox, you got something? Because I want to play this Draymond quote.
No, go ahead, bro, so we can listen to this nonsense, man.
All right. So,
as black man,
as you guys know,
as he looks angry. That's crazy.
Draymond Green is who he is.
Crazy ass nigga, man.
Draymond Green is who he is. And we all know this. He's been around the league for a long, long time. But Draymond apparently is tired of the agenda that people are pushing against him and is sick of being labeled as something he is not. So with no further ado, this is what Draymond Green had to say to you haters that have things to say about him and opinions.
Look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man with a great family. And I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
Who is this?
Like the angry black man.
Yo, stop it. Draymond Green is that cousin that's 10, 15 years older than you. You know what I'm saying? Got your granny tell you, now, baby, when he get a little bit of that liquor in him, you stay from around him now. You come on over here. Don't go out there with him. No, I mean, all right, I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, how do we get an angry black man out of basketball? Like, I don't get how you came.
I don't get that neither. I ain't never seen his mug.
I
ain't never seen his mug shot. He ain't around here smacking up shit. Going on.
I've never heard nobody in basketball call him an angry black man. I just call him.
Remember when he swung at Nurkic and he said there's something wrong with him, and then they were like, "You can't say that about a black man. This is America."
Who said that? I never saw that comment.
I didn't see that.
I saw
something was wrong with him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, like, bro, you slap the shit out of people all the time for no reason.
I may have been saying it.
Like, I don't get like you slapping the shit out of people all the time for no reason. Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
but he almost took Nas Reed's neck off last night.
Yeah, bro.
I know y'all seen that.
Bro, and I'm saying, bro, I've been playing
and somehow
basketball.
they keep giving him texts for things that are flagrant, so they don't suspend him, which is ridiculous, by the way.
Because they know.
If Draymond played hockey, they wouldn't get no games done. He'd be out there skating around, no stick.
He'd be a goon. He'd be a goon.
Hey, hands up, no stick, coach. I don't need that stick. Hold that. Like, bro, what's up, bro?
I just feel like, bro, I've been playing basketball my whole entire life, bro. I didn't play pickup a lot. I didn't play organized basketball. I didn't play basketball everywhere. My thing is, I've never seen somebody commit the fouls that he committed off of action of somebody slapped your arm and now you slapped his head. I've never seen, not in pickup, not in open gym, somebody like what he did to Fred VanVleet is ridiculous. Fred VanVleet fouled him.
Draymond comes back
with a hook. Yeah, the same exact thing.
Then he did the same shit. Like that's not a basketball reaction, bro.
I'm at my granny house arguing with my sister. She like, oh, he forced him to do that. I had to break down the whole thing to her. I went up to her and I slapped her arm. And she looked at me like, what are you doing? I slapped her arm again, harder. She's like, what are you doing? I said, me slapping your arm this way does not make your elbow.
You keep your hands up, Ron.
Hey, it does. However, it does me slapping your arm this way does not make your elbow come up above your head and hit somebody in their neck.
Or your other hand. Or it don't make your other hand just go.
If I pull your arm down this way, it don't make your elbow hit somebody in their ear.
He personally.
What did he say? Did he say a black man with a family? What did he say again?
He said he is a black man.
Black man, educated,
and he is. But there are crazy.
He is educated.
There are crazy educated people. We're not trying to take your degree away from you, Draymond.
On a basketball court.
Draymond, nobody's trying to take your education from you. Nobody's trying to take your intelligence from you. Nobody's trying to disrespect your family. You have a beautiful family. Great, all of that. You're a successful man for sure. That's why it's like, bro, why are you acting like this?
Exactly.
Ox, what does all that have to do with what the fuck he doing on a basketball court? Like,
that's
bro,
my point.
Exactly, bro.
It ain't even about what you doing off the court. It's the shit you do. I've never seen you hit somebody off the court. I've been to places where I've seen Draymond Green at a couple of times. He like, I think he's a cool guy. After that,
don't know him very well, but I think he's a cool Tristan Thompson put up on him, man.
I mean, I guess so, but all I'm saying is, I don't get how he goes to the reporters and act like an angry black man. I don't get that. Like, bro, you were better off just not even like bringing that shit up. Like, he stormed off after he said what he said, like he had a mic drop. Like, matter of fact, it sounded like he was about to go cry. Like,
Jordan, you got to know that there was a reporter there that wanted to say, Draymond, you seem kind of angry right now, but they didn't want to die. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to lose his life, so he said, you know what? I probably won't say that, but he wanted to say, Draymond, you are black and you angry right now. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, CC.
So my thing is, right, as an avid Draymond defender for the last 10 years in multiple different instances, multiple different plays, multiple different angles of that very play, in which you can make a case that he didn't legitimately try to kill him. It just happened. And
he tried to hurt him though.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He didn't try to kill him, but he tried to hurt him.
The one play, the one play that was my last straw was the Nurkic one. I swear to God, because A, if you watch the replay, this nigga looks guilty from every angle. B, if you watch the replay and you look at Yusuf Nurkic, he is just trying to play basketball. Like at the end of the day, this nigga is closely guarding him like you would in that situation, like any basketball player would. And then the next second he didn't hit, he on the floor.
I'm disappointed. And he stiff armed James Harden.
Yeah, and then he said, Draymond said, the third thing is his response to why
his response be horrible.
He said, I got fouled. I was trying to sell the car. Draymond, you got fouled from behind, quote unquote, and you took your right hand and swung that bitch this way at 1-8. Like, how?
Bro, he tried to slam Tari Eason off the ground. He grabbed Tari Eason's leg like he was about to spine bust his ass.
Yes. But regardless, though, y'all, on a serious note, though, like I know I'm laughing, I'm having good. I know, Ron, but I just want to say though, like I'm especially because Draymond Green is an intelligent brother. You can tell when you listen to you. I know, you obviously I don't know him, but I know that he's an intelligent brother. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like for me, it's like Draymond, please don't do this race card thing because as a black man in America. You need that. So don't be out here just throwing race all around because there are times when it is about race. And this isn't one of those times. So don't bring that into it. You know what I'm saying? Like you are a black man in America and you are gonna deal with that. You know what I'm saying? At some point, sometime. So this is not the time for you to be out here talking about, oh, I'm not an angry black man. This it's not about that, Draymond. And to the people in the chat that are just gonna pretend like they're brain dead and act like, oh, I thought this is the NBA y'all wanted. No, this is not. When I told y'all, we had this conversation before. The difference in physicality in the 90s or early 2000s or whatever was not punching people, was not the bad boy Pistons snatching Mike out the air. Nobody that likes basketball likes that. I'm talking about banging in the paint. I'm talking about checking cutters when they come through. I'm talking about getting up in your defender, playing physical defense. I'm not talking all of that. I've never nobody that likes the sport of basketball is going to advocate for people getting punched, people getting undercut, people getting tripped, people getting kicked. Nobody that's I don't even know what y'all Bush League shit. That's what that is. Nobody advocates for that. What we do advocate is for checking cutters coming through the paint, being, you know what I'm saying, boxing out hard, being hitting, you know, it's a contact sport. This not a combat sport, it's a contact sport. Hey, so let's not be purposely ignorant in the chat. Y'all know there's a difference.
And also at the same thing, like let's go back to Draymond thing. He doing bullshit. That's number one. Like the shit he doing on the court is straight bullshit. But number two, when Grayson Allen was having all these damn issues, they said the same damn thing. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you crazy? Like, are you stupid? Now Draymond, he doing way worse shit on every series. Damn near every game, he's slapping somebody. Like he's doing something egregious, and he don't think nobody's supposed to address it.
And that's my thing.
Just stop hitting people.
To that point, Jordan. To that point, Jordan. It'd be one thing if you had a point there, Draymond, but the fact that every single game, as a Warriors fan, right? Warriors fans in the chat attest to this. Every game, you're sitting there and these are things that you hope when you're watching the Warriors. Let me break this shit down for y'all. When the Warriors game starts, as a fan, there are things you hope for. Steph Curry to have a good game, Steve Kerr to be a fucking competent coach, and Jimmy Butler to be a player, right? And Draymond Green to not get in trouble. Not Draymond to have a good game. Not Draymond to knock down a corner three. Stay on your best behavior. That's what we want. Nothing to do with your production.
And then he got that little gray ass beard like he a dog. Like that shit, like, bro, he gotta shave that. Like every time I see he look like an old ass, mean ass dog. Like he be yelling at the ref and shit too.
That's crazy.
Bullshit. Tell me he don't look
gray in his
beard. No, bro.
Jordan, he is, bro.
Jordan,
He in his
Paprika.
mid-30s.
So
He in his
Jordan got no gray in your beard.
Look
Look, zoom in on Jordan's beard, Ron.
That's
Look at that. You can look at it. Look at it.
That
Look at
beard
it.
is.
You can see the paprika right there. You see the
Yeah,
paprika right there.
Move your head to the
That
right.
beard,
beard.
Now what? Look at that beard. Now what?
I see two gray mustaches.
Hey, now, Jordan, your beard fresh though. I see you right there. Boy, I see you.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is, bro, he looks like a gruntle, like a grumpy ass dog. Like I'm dead ass serious. Like
That's crazy.
Like he be barking at the ref and shit. He be like, "Arr!"
so
I'm like, God damn.
And chill. After this, we gonna move on to our next segment. But go ahead.
So ZZ, two things. Number one, he did bring this on himself. Yes, he did. He 100% brought this on himself. So on the one hand, I can understand him complaining like, I'm not an because to hear something that you're not consistently, it starts to get to you. Like, I'm not that.
I was switching, chill.
I'm right, because I'm not that. But where this is coming from the things that you've done on the basketball court. That's where this has all come from. So this is the perception that people have with you. And everybody up here knows perception is reality. If I think it's this way, after a while, if enough people think it's this way, this is who you are. Draymond, you are an angry black man, according to society, the way you act, the way you conduct yourself on the basketball court. There's people who don't have any respect for you. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I'm surprised nobody put blood in Draymond's mouth. I'm surprised about that. I'm surprised nobody has swung on him yet. How many times you got to kick a dude in the nuts? How many times did you got to swing on a guy? How many times you got to knock a guy down for somebody on the team to go, you know what? I had enough of this guy. At what point?
Steph Curry has done that, though.
At what? Steph Curry is on the bench in tears because he can't.
I know. Draymond don't care.
Crazy. That's why Steph Curry is on the bench in tears because he can't handle it anymore. Meanwhile, when I see Bill Laimbeer take out Larry Bird, the next time he was seen in Boston, Robert Parrish put them paws on his ass. Robert Parrish 100% put them paws on his ass.
But chill. Do you see this guard dog right here? This dog, you walk in this jaw, he gonna bite the shit out you. Chill. That's different.
Tell you what, I'll tell you, no, it ain't.
Like,
no, it's not.
Like, come on, chill.
Draymond is just like any other bully. Once you stand up to the bully is prepared for you to cower. The bully ain't prepared for you to fight. That's
like I was saying,
he will bite the shit out of you.
That's what I'm trying to make sense of, Ron. That right there is what I'm trying to make sense of.
We know they could be rude.
Nobody. Chill. Nobody.
Wow.
Like I've been telling y'all, they're gentrifying the NBA for a reason, and
Right.
whatever. But like I told y'all before, though, and I know all 8 of us up here, y'all can all think y'all all got that cousin that you can't go nowhere with. You can't have a successful.
That's
I'm trying to tell you. I can think of 3 cousins right now that Draymond fist them. Me and Ron threw a party a couple years ago. Great party. I got one of my cousins say, this nigga jumping off a can of socks. I'm talking about, oh my God, get your ass out of here. That's Draymond.
Hey, sure, he ruined the party of the decade, boy.
So we got a dope thing going on. And here come my cousin who I can't take nowhere. So we got a dope party. So we got a dope party going on. The scene is great. The people are lovely. Everything is great. And then my cousin gonna come tip the speaker over. That's what's going on.
Tip the speaker over. He gonna slap somebody. For what?
So he gonna kick the turn.
Hey, chill. It was a riot.
Ron, I already know.
Hey, chill. I'm in the back. I'm in the whole other room having a good old grand old time. It was so good. It's a riot going on in the other room. We in the other room having such a good time. We don't even know what's going on.
Another thing too. Another thing too that I do want to say to harp on, like kind of Chill's point, a little bit of Jordan's. But Draymond, the one thing I will say is stop acting like you the only one. Even if they do call you an angry black man, nigga, Isaiah Stewart plays in the same league as you, and every single highlight I've seen from Isaiah Stewart from this season back to when he almost tried to kill LeBron, it's only been violence and anger and like no shooting, no great rebound, no great defensive hustle.
No shooting is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's none of that. So
Yeah, not yet, Swiper, not yet.
when he stopped right there,
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
Yo, I'm gonna grab the wheel though, and we gonna go
I was
ahead
thinking the same thing.
Bro, that's
we gonna
crazy
keep
as
things
hell, man. That
pushing.
man will bite the shit out you, Swiper.
What I do want to let everybody in the chat know is that we have a good weekend of hoops. Obviously, tonight we are going to be on Playback watching the Pacers and watching the Cavs. And who knows, we might get some extra credit tonight. You know, some overtime. And we might stick around after the Cavs get smacked by the Pacers and go down 0-3. We might stick around and see if the Nuggets can pull off another upset against the Thunder. That's the second game tonight. But you know what we will do, fellas? What we will do is be on Playback tomorrow for this game. And I think it's going to be Ox and Jordan. And then on Sunday, we'll be back around to for sure watch the Thunder and the Nuggets in Game 4. So y'all be sure to stick around all weekend. Have your playbacks ready. Turn on your notification bells because we will be streaming all weekend on Playback. But
I'm doing that
furthermore,
Sunday
y'all-
game too, right? Right, Mark? Right?
Nah. I took you off the schedule. Well, Claire took you off the schedule, but
Wow.
I'll let you know after this. I don't want to embarrass you.
I told you about playing on my
All
money.
these
I'm
good
gonna see you.
people.
Here we go, Ox. See, I told you.
Hey, you gotta talk to Cheerio, man.
Hey, I'm about. Hey, no, y'all want to see an angry black man? All right, keep playing on my money, Ron. I'm gonna see you soon.
Hey, Ron, I just want to say you would have me show up on Saturday because you put Saturday, but now that I know you know it's the Warriors versus Timberwolves, I know it's tomorrow. So thanks for that.
I told you the game, right?
Yeah. You told me.
Yeah. But do they play on Sunday or do they play on Saturday?
I mean, now I know that they play.
I just be seeing who's up here with it and who's not. And
Your
you
man
two
been in
brothers,
Cancun
you
too damn
two
long.
in the bottom corners. I'm telling you. Hey, real talk.
What's
Can
up?
you pull up and do a playback this weekend? I know you got your playbacks, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm not trying to pack Spencer or
Ron,
anything. You
I
better
will
than Pat
put my
Spencer, but
dog
I'm just
on your
saying.
ass, Ron. You see this dog behind me? When I
You know
say
what?
get him,
Oh my
he
god.
gonna get
All
your
right.
ass.
Never mind, real talk. Never mind.
Imagine if you pulled up in
But
my
I know you
yard
was
and I
gonna say
had
yes,
this
so I appreciate you.
sitting right there by the
itching,
door.
just itching to get a flagrant.
And
Just
then,
come on
and then
now.
every now and then he scratches beard. Like, boy, you were back the fuck up immediately.
All right, y'all. So you see the title of the show. It says ranking every team's championship chances. Obviously, right now we have 8 teams remaining. And each team allegedly has a chance to win a championship. So right now, I'm going to get everybody's vote. And you guys are going to tell me who you would take as your top team to win a championship. Hey, I'll give you $10,000 and you have $10,000 to put on one team to win the championship.
Like with
Who-
Vegas odds or just straight up?
No. Matter of fact, just who you gonna take? Because if we do the odds, some of y'all gonna be like, "Oh, I take this team because I win more money." No, just who you believe is going to win.
Still
So,
get plus money on that with the Pacers right now. Yeah, that's interesting.
y'all, let's
Pacers
go
ain't
ahead and
winning
dive
shit.
into it. So I'm gonna start with you, Marsh. You gonna kick things off. I'm gonna go
Mars,
around.
Why
I'm
would
before
you start
Mars.
off with Mars?
I'm-
Why
I'm
would
right
you
here
start off
next
with
to
Mars,
Mars.
Ron?
I don't know
Yeah.
why you would start.
Don't start off with Mars.
I'm
Just
right
make
here
it a
next
mess
to
of
Mars.
the start. Start off with
Mars
somebody
is a
else.
good
Start off with
tone
somebody
setter.
else. Oh
Ron,
my
start
God.
with yourself.
Can you?
Who you got,
Ron,
Ron?
set the tone.
So what am I doing?
Out of the 8 remaining teams, who is your top team that you would take to win the championship right now?
Denver.
Okay, he throw it out. All right, real talk. You're up.
OKC. Yeah. OKC.
One Denver, one OKC. ZZ,
Okay, see.
Big Ox. So
He's got the Knicks. He's got the
Best
Knicks.
odds, I think OKC. My money will go on OKC. Best odds to do it.
So you believe OKC's gonna win?
Well, I mean, yeah. If the best odds,
What?
based on
No,
where
this is who
I
you
know,
believe is
Jordan,
gonna win.
Jordan,
And he
Oh.
complains at me, by the way.
This is who
He
you
complains
believe
at
is
me.
gonna win.
I'm taking
This
myself
shit
out
here,
of it.
man.
Who has
Oh
the
my
best
God.
odds?
No, Swipe.
It's
Okay,
okay.
Your
Who
money.
do you think is
It's
going
your
to
money.
win?
You,
I don't
your
think Russell's
odds.
getting out that series,
It's
dog.
your money.
Bro,
Who do you think
Bro.
is going to win? Not who's the safest bet.
Probably
Who do
Boston.
you-
Boston.
okay.
Boston. Probably
Boston.
still Boston.
Okay,
I'm
so
still
you
picking
think
Boston.
Why
Boston's
don't
gonna
this
win?
guy
Okay,
just
there you
pick
go.
his damn team?
Because I'm not picking Denver to win the title.
Wait, to win it all, Ron? Talking about to win it all?
Win the
Yeah.
title. To win the
And,
title.
and obviously, we're putting everything into perspective. We know that the Cavs are down 0-2. We know Boston's down 0-2, but
Yeah, I know. Well,
It's-
I know the Knicks are going to win the East. I do know that. I know for sure the Knicks are going to win the East. I don't think they can. I think the Knicks can beat both the Timberwolves and the Warriors, but I don't think they can beat OKC or Denver.
so,
You know what? To Swiper's point, though,
I'm gonna
means
go.
you got
I'm
your
gonna
strategy
go.
worked
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go
ahead.
ahead and say this will probably end up being
The greatest
Denver.
pick panel history.
this will probably end up being Denver. I think Jokic probably got a second Finals MVP coming this season.
So get mad at him.
That
too,
would be
Swiper.
Yeah, so
insane,
two-
bro.
two
Mars,
troll
what you
pick.
know that
I got
I
you, Mars.
don't?
Don't
Bro,
worry.
do y'all hear Swiper saying I don't get what y'all saying?
No, he
What?
said that would be
No, I
insane.
said that
He
would
said
be insane.
Oh,
said.
same shit, damn.
No, it's not the same thing. Different words, different phrases, different meanings. Like completely different.
My God, bro, I just don't get. This is my thing.
Jordan, he
Now
just don't want to
they
get his
win
hopes
them.
up too high.
There's
Jordan, that's
nothing
like
to
Jordan,
get.
that's like when you was in middle school and you, I mean, you younger, so you probably was waiting for that PS4 in middle school or something. You know what I'm saying? You like
I was waiting on everything. You was waiting on Ox. You ain't that much older
Jordan,
than me.
I am 10 years
you
older
still
than
in
you,
your
Jordan.
20s.
No, you are not. Wait,
All right,
you
all
are not. You about
All right,
4
now-
years older than me, Ox.
I've
Never
never-
get to the right.
I've never seen someone want to be old as much as
How-
Jordan.
yeah,
Never,
well,
but
he's
Jordan,
already
okay,
old.
I was trying to make a joke,
look
whatever,
old as
whatever,
a
let
peer.
it go. But Jordan,
Hold
but what
on,
I'm
but
saying
how-
is,
what-
I'm saying, no, Jordan, you know, like when you really wanted something, but you just kept telling yourself, "Oh, she's not gonna get it from me. My mom ain't getting me that. My mom ain't getting me that."
yeah.
Because you think she really is gonna get it for you, but you don't want to psych yourself up. I think that's what in Swiper. I think that might be too many emotions for Swiper to get fully
a lot,
invested
bro.
behind his
That's
team
a lot
like
to
that,
me.
But
and
then
then
he gonna get on. But then he gonna get on Twitter and go on a goddamn.
Why am I bringing up my Twitter? Like, do you understand? Like,
a
Jordan,
mile
you like my
high
videos?
rant, no
You like
pun
my
intended.
videos?
Yo, I'm about to grab the goalpost and move it back. Yo,
Okay,
chill,
cool. All right,
chill.
at least
It's
that.
on
Ben
you,
just don't like
chill. It's on
Yes,
you.
sir.
Who you got to
Real
win
talk,
the
quote
NBA
tweet it.
championship today, right
Huh?
now?
Real talk,
You
he got
quoted me.
videos of me on
The
his
last
phone right
one
now.
to quote between the two of us is you.
Can I respect your
quoted-
content? You just take videos of me off my IG. That's it. He took an innocent video of me dancing and then
First
put it
off,
on his.
I
on
saw
his
that
page.
on
What
Put it
video?
on
Twitter.
his,
I had
Swiper,
to
put it as his
get that
intro.
video.
We
I
put it
had
as
to
his
get that
intro?
video on
Dancing at the
Twitter.
2K
Sorry,
event.
bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
Swiper,
yeah, I
I
had
want
to-
I want to hear you do because you haven't done it on a panel, and I want to hear you do your. We going back to Mile High, baby. I want to hear you do that
To
shit.
answer your
Well,
question,
I
to
gotta
answer
be
your
more
question,
reserved.
to answer your question, Ron, until somebody bounced Boston, I think they win an NBA championship.
You just said they're not getting out the
Oh man, chill.
Yesterday you
Hey,
said they were
hey,
getting
hey, wait, hold on, wait.
And did I-
new
and I-
information, Morris.
Ron,
New information.
Ron,
He
hey,
said, but he did,
Ron.
say until somebody bounced him. He
What's
did
that
say until
Jump
somebody
and chill
bounced him.
today, Ron.
Kevin Garnett's
He
coming
did
out of
say somebody
retirement.
bounced
You
him.
got to jump
and
and
did I
chill
not-
today.
He
Did
just
I-
said
did
he
I
doesn't
not-
think
He
he's
said
going
until
back
somebody
to
bounced
Boston
him.
24 hours ago.
And did
But
I
he
not-
said until
and-
somebody
and- and
bounced
yesterday-
him.
and
New
yesterday-
information, Swiper.
Hold on, let him go. Let's hear
Let him
it.
get it off.
The information has come out that we on purpose.
There is no new information. Yesterday, because you guys were all of y'all had y'all boxing gloves on, and every last one of y'all was swinging at me, but you didn't hear anything that I said. When I said that, I might have went a little overboard with them getting swept.
You still
I
thought they was
said
going
that.
to lose.
I said that, and I just said until somebody bounces.
You
the
said
chair,
they're getting swept.
and
And look,
until somebody.
Until it happens, he has Boston.
No, real talk.
Y'all
As a matter of fact, here's I know.
Y'all
Look,
can't
I
hear.
got Mars. I got Mars
can
down
hear.
to a T. I got Jordan and his nonsensical conscience stuff down to a T. Capin joined that. Now, real talk.
Please
You
don't
glaze
start,
people
Swiper.
you like, because if that was
Swiper,
me that said
please
that,
don't
you would have
start.
been like, "There's no way, Swiper."
Swiper,
You would have went to your slow talk
Swiper,
mode.
you're
There's
the
no
most
way,
disingenuous
that you
person
never
up
did.
here.
First of all,
Swiper,
Swiper, first of all, Swiper, I 100%
We can't hear you. Real talk. Get closer to your mic.
Stop jumping on. Stop jumping on. As long as I'm
Jumping?
up here, ain't nobody
He
jumping on.
deserved every bit of
I'm not
yesterday.
jumping
He
on
did
today.
that. He did that.
Nah. Y'all not jumping
So
on
again,
today.
So again, Ron. So again, Ron. Yesterday, when we had this conversation, and I said I went a little overboard on them getting swept. I did
You
say
did say that. Yes, you did say that.
100%.
You still had them losing.
And I just said until somebody beats them, I think the Celtics are winning the NBA championship.
All right.
Okay,
I mean,
but you understand in 24 hours you've changed your tune.
Yes.
You
And
understand?
what and it's interesting. It's
I do it all the time.
Wait,
No, I
Jordan,
don't.
wait,
Shut up,
Jordan,
I do it all the time
Jordan,
too.
wait, Jordan,
I do it all
wait,
the
Jordan,
time too. I
because
just wanna make
Mars
sure
is
that
the
he knows
same
what he's
one who just yesterday
I do
said.
the same thing.
So okay, what do you?
I'm
so
making
what are you
sure
talking
you're
about with me?
aware that you're doing the same thing.
I'm very aware of what
Okay.
I've done. I'm
I
very
have
aware.
no problem with you doing
Very
a 180.
aware.
I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure you knew
I'm
you
very
were doing
aware.
stand on
Okay.
business, chill. That's what
I'm
I'm
very
talking
aware.
about. That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
not
All
trying
I'm
to
gonna say
okay.
is me and Real
That's how
Talk
you
from the
stand
South. We
tall
don't
on business.
tolerate
What the hell?
we don't tolerate no elder
What the
disrespect.
hell?
What the
Hey,
hell?
y'all
I
gonna
was just
respect,
making sure that he was aware.
Y'all
of
gonna
what-
respect,
we all
You
aware.
do what you want, Joe. I ain't got a
So
problem.
I
with you.
can
Do what you want.
I can say so I can say the same thing about you. The same thing about
I went
you.
from Knicks in 6 to Boston in 6 when they went.
Yes,
down
you
to-
did. In
I
less
wanna-
than
I wanna
24
see a
hours.
comeback, absolutely.
In less than
I wanna see a
24 hours.
comeback.
Every time Real Talk get up here and chill does something he likes. Here's Real Talk.
Please,
Go,
Swiper, don't do
chill.
that. Swiper, please
Go,
don't do that.
chill.
Please.
Go,
Swiper,
chill.
please don't do
Go.
that. Leave it
Here
alone,
we
Swiper.
go.
Swiper, leave it alone.
Here we
Please
go.
don't do that.
I've
All right,
seen
so-
Swiper in colors before.
Yeah,
got-
exactly. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Hey, when
Leave it
y'all
alone.
was talking about
Leave it
Real
alone,
Talk,
man.
when I heard you posted a video of him dancing, that's kind of where my mind went to. But that's neither here nor there. Jordan, you still have
Hold on,
a
hold on.
prediction. And wait, before you go, Jordan, I need to let
Oh my
everybody
God.
know, and I need to let the chat know. Pin just sent this to our group chat that there's a status alert.
Every time Jokic do something.
Oh wait, what? Hold on,
Yo,
real talk.
There's a status alert. Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and DeAndre Hunter are all participating in shoot around
Good.
this morning.
Steph Curry was in shoot around yesterday.
Hey.
What the hell we doing?
Hey, look,
They
Ron,
better- yeah, he was legit.
Ron. Every
Chill,
time,
I don't know, they're
every time
participating.
Giannis get out the first round. Real talk. Real talk.
Ron, I know Ron trying
Another
to
first round exit.
Ron,
Somebody
to,
goes,
Ron, to answer your question, until somebody bounces the Celtics,
I'm not gonna
I
have
think
a
that
Google
they
Chrome
winning it.
reaction.
But if they get bounced, Oklahoma City's winning the NBA championship, Ron.
All right, but
Hold
so-
on, can I go?
But as of right, hold on, I got you, Jordan. So as of right now, you got the Celtics, right? Chill.
I do. I had the Celtics
All
winning
right,
the NBA.
Jordan got the
Cool.
Rockets.
It's
They got
on you,
Andrew game
Jordan.
7.
Talk to us. Who you got?
All right. Now, I gave Halliburton a new nickname. It's Hallelujah. But,
That's another thing.
I like that. Yeah.
and I don't want nobody to steal it right now. I just had to
I'ma
drop
steal
it
it.
today
I'm
because I
stealing
know
it.
We'll
folks been on
accept
that.
it.
But anyway,
As the leader of the
that's
Halle
it.
Band, one of the leaders, we'll accept Hallelujah.
Yo, why? Why is that
But
the
it-
name of it, bro?
That's an amazing one.
The Halle Band is crazy. But listen, like I said before, I got Minnesota winning the championship. I said that before the playoffs started.
Lord have
Minnesota is going to win a championship. Y'all can say what y'all want
This
to
year?
say.
No, next year, Wiper. Next year, they winning the
this
championship,
year.
Wiper.
Why
chill. I
not?
don't want to hear from you anymore. Not about the Celtics or championship odds. So
You got
go ahead,
some
Jordan.
nerve talking about you won't want to hear from me when all I
About the
have to-
Celtics?
Are you kidding me?
You said they were getting swept yesterday, and you were crying
Hey,
about it.
And your team lost by 40.
Tatum, why? Tatum,
And
why?
your team lost, and your team lost by
Hey,
40.
man.
This is the
Hey,
same
man.
dude a couple of
At
days
least-
ago.
and guess
We're
what?
going
At
back
least
to
they
the
won
mile
the
high.
game.
We're
At least they
going
won a
back to the
game.
mile high.
At least they won a game.
series
Chill,
over?
it's 1-1.
I'm sorry, is the series
1-1.
over?
They
Is
were
the series
minus
over?
900
Is
going into the series,
is the series
ZZ.
over?
Minus
Yesterday,
900.
yesterday
over,
you
yes,
said it was.
sir.
Yesterday,
Minus
you said it.
900. You said
Yo,
it was
fellas,
over, Chill.
yesterday
You
is
said it was
yesterday.
over. You did.
And then I walked that back. Yes, I did.
Yo,
Yeah,
fellas,
really.
right quick, chat. So we have a three-way tie right now. 2 people pick the Celtics, 2 people pick the Thunder, and 2 people pick the Nuggets. So chat, you guys have to break the tiebreaker. The poll is up right now, and it will only run for 2 minutes. So get over there and make your vote. You guys will settle the dispute of who will be the number 1 team in our rankings as of right now to win the NBA championship. In the
So
meantime,
Jordan's the only one who picked the Wolves.
I don't know why y'all don't
I
pick
just
the
want to
Wolves.
know. I just want to know, like what you see in the Wolves, like what you see to make them go all the way.
Number one, people underestimate like how many actual good, like decent enough scores that they have. People underestimate like how good DiVincenzo is when he can score by himself. Well, when you need him to score, how good Julius Randle is, he can score by himself. We all know Anthony Edwards is amazing by himself. Nas Reed is a good scorer. McDaniels is turning to be a good scorer. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is turning to be a decent role player. I mean, very good role player. Now, on the flip side of that, they the same defenders. Like, we got defenders for everybody that won't smoke. Like, that's a unique playoff team right there. And you got one of the most, like Anthony Edwards, like I said, for the team that people think is going to give them problems is the Thunder. The Timberwolves have everything that the Thunder, like that you want to go up against the Thunder on offense and defense. So
Good matchup, well.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Anthony Edwards can put so much pressure on that defense, and Julius Randle can do the same. They just have, like, to me, I think people underestimating their role players. Like, their role players are very good one-on-one players too, and that's something that doesn't happen. They're very good one-on-one players and a decent catch and shoot player, but that doesn't happen a lot with playoff teams. Usually, role players can't get a bucket if it's not dependent on their star.
Yeah.
Timberwolves don't necessarily have to have Anthony Edwards or Julius Randle create everything for them.
You know another team that's like that, Jordan? The Pacers.
Yeah, the Pacers, because the Pacers play a lineup with 5 decent ball handlers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
that shit is hard to beat. But and I can see the Pacers making a run. It's just I want to see if Tyrese Halliburton is going to have that kill switch all game long. Like, they can't keep getting behind and then he come back and then he makes a big shot.
But Jalen Brunson can do it, and you cool with that?
I never said I was cool with Jalen Brunson doing it either.
He ain't picked the
Yeah,
Knicks.
I never said I was cool with Jalen Brunson doing it either.
Keep that nickname. We don't want Hallelujah. You stay on that side.
Nah, Hallelujah is a hell of a nickname because that shit they've been doing, you can only say.
He's been throwing up
Hallelujah.
prayers, and they've been going in the fourth quarter. It's cool.
Yeah.
All that
So,
fake shit
that's my and I keep telling y'all, like, how do y'all not see the Timberwolves and see the shit that they do and be like, bro, this shit is interesting. Like,
whoever said it,
very
no,
interesting.
I feel you, Jordan. on that. I will say that the Wolves might be the most unique team. They probably were the most unique team going into the series because I was one person that was saying, why are y'all picking the Lakers overwhelmingly? I was like, yeah, the Lakers have LeBron and Luka, but we were saying, how many times have we said in the last 5 years, well, they got LeBron and AD. And then we go to a series and through 7 games, you realize, oh, well, they might have needed some role players to step up. They might have needed D'Angelo Russell to not play like dog shit. Like, well, maybe they just don't. Like, you can't just get by with 2 good players. That's what I was thinking with the Timberwolves series. I was like, because even if Ant had a bad game, you can fall back on the fact that the moment LeBron James goes to the bench, which is why I said earlier, what's worse, Steve Kerr playing 15 players or JJ Redick completely not playing anyone at all and just settling for the mediocrity of his lineup, watching them continuously get cooked over and over and over again and not making any substitutions or rotations or anything. And the only leeway I give JJ is because it's his first year. So I give him I wasn't even expecting the Lakers to make a deep run. It is what it is. But I agree with you, Jordan, on the fact that they do match up well with these teams that may have the star player, may have the household names, but they can fall back on, and Coach Finch can fall back on a Dante, a Nikhil Alexander-Walker,
Julius Randle,
Rudy finding a way, finding a way to impact the game. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and at the same time, like, Naz Reid is the perfect stretch forward that you would want to have too, bro. Like, the perfect stretch forward. Not only can he shoot it, he's shooting at a very good clip. First of all, his release is crazy. I don't know how you get that shit off, but he's a good scorer in college. But also, the fact that he can put the ball on the floor too, like, to me, like, Ant hasn't been playing great. And the reason why they lost the first game, they shot horrible as a team. Like, they just wasn't making no shots. But he hadn't been playing great like the last 2 or 3 games. But the way they've been able to take strikes, like, you give them a strike, Dante looked like at any moment you put your 4th or 3rd best defender on him, he can get by him. Yeah, and since he can do that, and then you got Jay McDaniels, like Ron was talking about last night, how he's 6'10", and you starting to see him being able to score the ball with confidence. He's not looking for Ant. Like, when I look at a team play, I want to see what they role players do when they get the matchups, like when they get favorable positions. Do they look for they guy to come get the ball, or do they try to get busy? Jaden trying to get busy, and ain't stopping them. And
it's crazy too, Jordan. It's crazy too, Jordan, that how much different a team look when they start playing better. Because I had Minnesota in the finals before the season started, and I had to come off that because they looked super whack.
Yeah,
throughout the course of the season, super whack.
Yeah, and you take time to get. You got to jail.
And now this thing is coming together. It looks like they're gonna be back in the Western Conference.
Chill. She was just going through a rough patch in her life. She broke up with her ex.
I don't know nothing about no woman going through no rough patch in her life. I don't know nothing about that. Hell no. All that rough patch in her life shit. Ron, save that shit for the birds. I can go through a rough patch. Not you. Hell no. I don't know nothing about no rough patch in your life.
Your beard might start getting patchy. You might get gray hair too.
I cut it.
You never know.
I cut it.
All right, and you might look different.
Bro, Swiper, I'm not Swiper. I cut my beard. Swiper, I don't know if you realize I probably cut my hair and my beard probably 2 or 3 times since I've been on the panel.
No, I ain't talking about that.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I thought you were talking about the woman thing. Ain't no rough patch in your life. You finna go do some bad thing, and I'm supposed to be here waiting on you to fix it. What? Don't do me like that, Swiper. No, thank you. Ain't no rough patch. Ron brought that up. He don't even believe in that shit.
They went through a rough patch. Now they look a whole lot better.
We're not talking about them. We talking about her.
All I know is if Twitter is accurate, you know, Swiper only deal with women with 750 credit and up anyway.
So he definitely ain't going through no rough patch then.
I'm single.
Real talk.
Yep. I'm single.
Look, you hear? You hear?
I'm 100% single. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Oh man,
No.
that rough patch shit.
All right, so
Swiper,
well,
go get that rough patch back.
By the way,
seems
just to be clear,
What's up?
real talk. You know, I live in Atlanta, so most of the women that are of this complexion that I deal with in corporate America have really, really good credit.
No, but I mean, yeah,
I can't help somebody cross the street. That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
Hey, Swiper, but hold on real quick. Speaking of rough patches and women, though, hey, this that water that buff nigga be drinking in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah. That Saratoga.
Yep.
Hey, so wait. Am I because my girl brought this without my knowledge? That means she watching that nigga videos.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Hey, am I cooked right now? I just went in the kitchen, hit the corner. I said,
If you need to take the rest of the episode off, no worries, brother. We got you.
He be in his drawers every morning, brother. Hey, bro, you gotta go and get that off of there. But real talk though, before we move on, you know it is Freaky Friday. I'm not about to say nothing freaky, but it is Freaky Friday. But also, Ox, I just want to tell you this. Bro, you need to get you one of them pages like Poetic Flacco and all of them that just post the memes and shit. If you were looking for a good laugh, just go through Ox story. I swear to God. He find all the videos that he need to find. Just get you a good one of them pages, Ox. I promise you're gonna have 1 million followers soon. And then Ashton Hall will be on there.
All right, so the Thunder have our top odds to win the NBA championship. We're going to move on to the next team. Obviously, the Thunder's off the board, so we have 7 teams remaining. We're going to go around the room, and you guys are going to tell me who is next that you would take to win the NBA championship. Chill. Sticking with your guns? Who you got?
I still have after the Celtics, then I had Oklahoma City.
So it'll be the Celtics.
Because OKC's been picked already.
So it'll be the Celtics. Yes,
You still got the Celtics?
Yes,
I
sir.
got Denver and Twitter off the board.
All right. Mars got Denver. Jordan, sticking to your guns?
Oh, for sure. I'm telling you, I'm very confident in this Timberwolves team.
All right. ZZ.
Shit, man. Celtics, gut feeling. I think this series is going 6 or 7 regardless, but I thought that kind of going into it, so we'll see. I'll stick with that.
All right, Big Ox, who you got?
Wait, hold on, Ron. So I already picked Denver. So what's the thing? You know, I just went through something, so refresh me.
You went through a rough patch?
It happens to the best of us, brother. It's okay, brother.
I'm gonna hit you after this too.
Unsolicited brought you to Saratoga water. You should try this.
Hey,
no, I didn't even know.
You got to do the challenge.
She didn't even bring it up. But
go ahead, we finna get a video of you running down the street with your shirt off.
Yeah, Ox got to do the challenge. Ox, get your big ass bowl of ice and lemon. Dip your face in there for 58 seconds and come out.
That's gonna be tequila and lemon. Fucking with Ox. That's gonna be straight.
All right, yo, Ron. This Ron. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this.
You got to make sure you wake up before in the morning and go outside and breathe and shit.
Chill, you might not know about the whole morning challenge. Chill, we gonna put you on tonight.
Just go ahead and let me know what this is. I'm going to the gym after this. I'm gonna work no trip.
It's the same thing.
She got you going to the gym, Ox. God damn.
And so the Thunder were picked as the number 1 team that we're selecting.
Okay.
To win the championship. Now we working. Okay. We doing 1 through 8.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Denver.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Denver, yeah.
All right, Swiper. Are you switching over to the Nuggets?
Interesting.
No, I think Boston.
You stay with Boston?
Boston.
Okay.
Oh my God, Swiper.
Such a
real talk. Who you got?
I'm sticking with OKC.
No, OKC's already off.
Hey, bro.
They're our number 1 team.
Oh, my fault. I'm lost actually in what we're doing. I ain't gonna lie.
That boy sat in the back of man, you in the back of the class right now, not paying attention, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do I have to pick Denver?
No. You could pick any of the remaining teams. OKC's off the board. Who would you take next?
Who is this?
We're just ranking in real talk. We're ranking who has the best odds to win. So right now we got OKC. No, who's our second? Who's our second favorite?
After
who's
OKC, who would you take to win the championship?
Right.
Oh, Boston.
Boston?
Yeah, Boston.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
So Boston is
Boston
number
won.
2 now. Boston's cleaning up. Now we're going to do it again. We're going to run it back in the same order. We got the Thunder as our top team, and then we got Boston as our number 2 team to win the NBA championship. Who would you pick after these 2 teams to win it? Chill, who you rocking with?
So Boston is off the board. Oklahoma City is off the board.
Yep.
The team that got the best player in the league.
Who is that?
Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets.
Oh,
To you or consensus?
the best player left. Jason Tatum's gone. Best player left.
That's
Right,
right.
Best
right,
player
right.
left. There you go.
That's right.
Mars?
I'm sticking with Denver.
Sticking with
today.
it?
Yeah.
All right. Jordan, you staying with
Come
the Wolves?
on, man. Sticking with them.
All right. ZZ, who you rocking with now?
All right. Since Jordan's sticking with, I'm going with the Warriors. It's mine. I'll do that one.
Big Ox, you sticking with the Nuggets?
I'm sticking with the Nuggets. Who got the second?
Celtics.
Boston. Yeah, figured. Thought so. Y'all picked the Celtics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they picked the Celtics.
Niggas are there 0-2 going away.
Ox, they missed 45% of their wide open shots. Like, be real. Like, all it takes is for one. If they get the next game,
You saying all it takes? You're saying all it takes? Like all they got to do is win 4 of the next 5. Like
they were down 0-3 2 years ago to the Heat, and that bitch went to 7 still. Everybody lost.
But Ox, all that got to happen is Ella May just got to buy Jason Tatum a bottle of that water that you just got.
Shit no.
First of all,
JT better leave.
She ain't buy the water for me. It was just in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's not my water, but look. That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
That's what I'm saying, Jordan. I'm cooked. But look, saying y'all got
hey,
Boston number 2 is crazy though. But I'm
gonna lie. Let me be real. I went into the refrigerator the other day. I seen the bottle. It wasn't another day. It was like 2-3 weeks ago. I seen the bottle at the bottom of the refrigerator. I've been checking every day to see if the seal been broken. So I get you, bro. I feel you, bro. You ain't the only one. But
yeah, I'm gonna stick with Denver. Even though I don't think Boston should be even a top 4 option. They shouldn't even be a top 5 option.
Champions?
That's the defending champs that are down. That just lost 2 home games.
Ox, the Cavaliers had one of the best seasons in the history of their franchise, and they're also down 0-2. So we just going to
nobody chose them.
Nobody
chose them.
They're both cooked, ZZ. But y'all made your pick. When I make picks that y'all disagree with, y'all never let me live. But I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna let y'all live.
I'll let you live.
I'm gonna go ahead and just walk.
I never disagree with you, Ox. I never disagree.
What I do want to say before we move
Denver,
on to Swiper is, Jordan, if you're going through the same situation, y'all just stay strong, all right? Stay strong, black man. Don't convert and be an angry black man. Be a strong black man.
Nice.
Swiper.
You ain't got to worry about me doing that.
Oh, Denver.
What?
Denver. Yeah, Denver after. Yes, Denver.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
How do y'all let Swiper get this shit off and ain't nobody
There's
gonna
no
push
let.
back?
Hey, Jordan.
There's nothing to get off. Like I don't see the problem here.
Yeah, what's the problem?
You don't see the problem.
No, I don't see the problem with Swiper having.
This is the pen part 2. Go ahead, Jordan. What's your problem? Let me sit back.
There should be no East team ahead of the New York Knicks right now. I just want to say that no team coming out the East should be ahead of the New York Knicks right now, unless you believe in the Pacers, which I don't. But
I just wanted to. Swiper said, "What's the problem?" I just want to know how y'all don't see the problem. This man will pick against his team on the panel, go onto Twitter, and talk crazy shit about his team. Like he didn't pick the opposite.
When did Swiper ever say his team's winning the championship?
He wants to say it. He don't say it because of things that comes back to him.
Swiper, okay, I'm gonna speak for Swiper here. Swiper
go ahead.
Swiper
wants going to cook since Mars was talking.
And so Swiper's going to agree with this too. Swiper wants the Denver Nuggets to win a championship. Swiper is hoping they beat OKC, then they beat the Timberwolves or the Warriors, whoever they see, and then they beat whoever comes out east. That's what Swiper wants to happen. Swiper does not think that is going to happen.
So
But he
Swiper is
also-
a fluid.
but he-
So Swiper is
but
a
he
fluid
also-
fan, is what you're saying. He's
No, it's
fluid.
not a
He
fluid
just go
fan.
with
It's
any
one
fucking fan.
is being a fan, and
Mhm.
one is being an analyst. Swiper analyzes what he sees with the Denver Nuggets and says, "I don't think this team is going to win a championship." The fan in Swiper says, "I really hope Denver win a championship. I hope they overcome the flaws that I've seen within this team and they can
Mars.
win." despite
Okay,
it."
okay.
That's-
All of that
that's just
shit.
common sense.
All of that shit is cool. But my thing is, you can do that shit about any damn thing. Whenever you choose to pick your team, and then whenever
never picked the
no,
Nuggets
hold
to
on,
win
yes he do,
championship.
yes he does, because when they go down, when they lose, he come
When
on his
did he pick
motherfucker
the
like a
Nuggets to win a
sad
championship?
dog, like Draymond Green bit the shit out of his dog.
When did
Like,
he pick the Nuggets to win a
It's
championship?
not about them It's not about him picking them to win a championship. It's when they lose, he's up here talking about players not playable. This guy, I mean. Did you see
that
this?
one.
Calvin Booth. Then when they win, we going back to Mile High, baby. Unreal game. And it's like, yo, bro.
They are going back.
Yo,
to
bro. Okay, bro. Don't change your tone just because they win or lose a game. Pick
he
your
had
team
that- he
at the
had-
beginning.
He had them
Okay.
beating OKC and 7.
Okay. Pick your team. No, he just picked the Thunder to win a
He
championship.
thinks the Thunder. Let's once again use our brains here. He thinks Denver.
Let's use our brain. How
Yeah,
can he
let's
pick
use our brains.
the Thunder
Let's
to
use
win a
our- let's use
championship
our
while
brains.
they play in Denver?
Let's use our brains. He thinks Denver can beat OKC. He picked them in 7. He thinks it's more likely that OKC ultimately win
Get the fuck
3
out
more
of here with
rounds.
this shit, man.
then
Bro,
Denver
come
do.
on, bro.
Hold on, Jordan.
Come
Hold on,
on,
Jordan.
bro.
Hold on,
That's
Jordan.
not
Keep going, Mars. Keep
That's
going,
not
Mars.
hard to understand. He thinks, because we're not talking about who's going to win OKC or Denver.
Sure.
Stop being nice to this.
Swiper picked
Bro,
Denver.
that shit is crazy. He
I'm just
said,
trying to
Mark,
understand it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm
it don't make no sense.
real talk.
Still, that's why you can't
trying to-
understand it. It
I'm
don't make
trying to
sense.
make
I just want to make sure that I'm following. you, that's all.
Swiper picked OKC to beat Denver in 7.
Yeah.
That does not mean he then thinks Denver are going to then beat Minnesota or Golden State or whoever comes out the East. He thinks it's more likely that OKC beat Denver because he picked Denver in 7, which means he thinks it's going to be a close series. It's more likely that OKC beat Denver and then win 2 more rounds after that than Denver beating OKC and then winning 2 more rounds after that. Him picking Denver over OKC does not mean he then thinks Denver have a better chance of winning a championship than OKC because he thinks the Denver OKC series is going to be close anyway.
Mars, you are
It was
going
a 7-game
too far
series.
with some
Swiper,
bullshit.
okay, so wait.
I can't believe I cannot believe you are trying to do this shit.
Because
I'm
This
not
is
trying
too
to
far with
saying
bullshit.
nothing.
That boy got
So
2 phones.
Swiper.
This is common
Very
sense,
simple.
but I'll stay out of it because
I
apparently
got
it's
you.
sensitive.
Now,
One
very
That's not
for the
common
Blaze
sense.
and one for the
It's
Blaze.
one for the-
That's not. Hold on, chill. Hold on, chill.
Very
Because me and Mars are having a conversation.
On his
This is
Kevin
not
Gates.
common sense.
One for
We
the
are
yoke and
picking,
one for the toe.
we are picking winners and losers, right? Of the
Of the
current
championship.
team,
Of
of
the
the current team,
championship, yes.
of the current teams that's playing right now. So
the championship,
for
yeah.
okay, for the championship, for Swiper to pick the Thunder to win a championship while they're playing Denver is dumb. When he said Denver in 7. Mars, this shit don't Mars, but they fucking playing Denver.
No, I get what Jordan's saying though.
I understand what
It's a
Jordan's
blatant
saying.
contradiction.
What Jordan's saying is, how can you say OKC are the favorites to win a championship when you think Denver's going to beat them and they're playing Denver right now? Yes, I understand what he's saying.
And I know
But what I'm saying, and apparently this is going over people's heads.
No, I get
It is about probability.
But what I'm trying to make
When you
sense
pick the
of is-
favorites for the championship,
Yes,
it's about
right.
what's the most probable outcome.
No doubt.
Yes, the probability changes when one team loses out of the race. So
No.
if Denver beats Oklahoma City like he predicts, how the fuck do he got Oklahoma City winning the championship?
Then he'll
Mars.
be wrong. Like Jesus.
Y'all, so let me say this. right?
I can't
Right.
do this. All right, you got it.
Let me say this. All of what y'all said was great, right? Chat, y'all in agreement, right? It was great. But the one person that we haven't heard from
It's
is
Swiper. Right. But
So, Swiper. No. I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna shut the hell up. Swiper. Enlighten us. What do you think about all this? What's your thoughts on this, dog?
Nice phone case, by the way.
For real.
Oh, I think that this has been an ongoing conversation for 2 weeks. So I'm just here for it.
okay, sure, you are here.
I want to say something, man.
Bro, none of this
Really
shit
quickly,
is
and I'm
like,
gonna-
bro,
I'm
you don't, how do you
gonna-
not
I'm
have a
gonna-
stance?
I'm
Like,
gonna-
this
I'm
point,
gonna-
nobody
I'm
has a
gonna-
stance.
I'm
Hold on,
gonna
Jordan.
give
Go
you
ahead,
guys
chill, and then real talk.
the floor. Mars, I 100% understand your logic. Here's the difference, though. The difference is that for them to beat Oklahoma City, That's the best team in the Western Conference.
He's
Who
already
else-
said this about matchups. He had the Clippers beating Denver for the same reason. He thinks Minnesota are a tough
Okay,
matchup.
and
He
and
already said that. That was his prediction. He
So
already
it-
said
so
Minnesota
if that's
are a
the
tougher
case,
matchup for Denver
right.
than OKC is. He said that.
so maybe Swiper is trying to trick us. So he really thinks that they can. Okay, here's what I'm saying.
You
If
got
he
him,
said-
Jim. You got him right where we want him.
Maybe Swiper is trying to trick us because if it's about matchups, this matchup between them and Oklahoma City, the best team in Western Conference, they bounced them. Who's left? Minnesota,
who he's already
okay.
said this year is their toughest matchup.
Minnesota is their toughest matchup, even
Yes.
though he also thought that the Clippers was their toughest matchup.
He
Bounced
the Clippers
them.
were the next toughest matchup. That's why
And
he
he
had the
bounced,
Clippers in six.
and they
So
bounced
he
them.
has no stance
right?
on Denver,
And-
period.
and-
He has
and
no
they bounced
stance.
them,
He,
right? They
he has
bounced
a
them.
stance. He had them losing to the Clippers, then he has them beating OKC. That's
Right.
where he's
And then losing to the Timberwolves.
Probably, but we haven't got to that point. If Denver played Timberwolves, then Swiper will give his prediction on that series. He hasn't got to that point yet. But Swiper's stance has been thus far, this team is too flawed to win a championship. That's what he's been saying throughout the season. He said he thinks their ceiling is the second round. He then
Which is where we are right now.
Yeah,
And then win the second round, and now you think they can beat. They think they get to the third round.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you don't. So you're not realizing this is bullshit. Then
Look,
that's
because-
what this sounds
because
like.
maybe he
This
didn't know he
clear
was gonna
bullshit.
Maybe he didn't know he was going to see the Thunder in the second round. Maybe he thought he was going to see the Timberwolves in the second round. But anyway, he can
There's
also
no
just
way he
be
didn't
wrong.
think that he was
He
gonna
might
see
be
the
wrong about the
But
season.
the
of Nuggets.
Timberwolves are the bad
Maybe they're
matchup.
going to the conference finals. But anyway, Swiper started the year. It started off. He was actually kind of optimistic. He didn't like the Dario Saric signing, but he was optimistic. He then watched this team unfold. He watched how Jokic was doing way too much. He said this
That's
team is
Draymond.
Then,
Yeah.
when the playoffs come around, he says he thinks the Clippers are going to beat the Nuggets. He had the Clippers in 6. Everyone was like, oh my God, you picked against the Nuggets, blah, blah, blah. He then gave his reasons why he thinks the Clippers will win. The Nuggets ultimately ended up winning. Guess what? Swiper was happy that he was wrong about his prediction. You know why? Because he's a fan of the team. He then picks Denver in 7 against OKC for the same reasons he's been saying for a while. He thinks OKC aren't, even though they are the best team in the conference, he doesn't think they're the toughest matchup for Denver because he says they have no answer for Jokic, blah, blah, blah. He's seen them in the matchups this season. Denver have scored well against them historically. They've had like 3 games, I think, where they scored really well against OKC. So he picked Denver in 7. He's also said that the toughest matchup for Denver in the West has been and still is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So if they play against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the conference finals, I wouldn't be surprised if
If
Swiper
he
picked the
picked
Timberwolves.
Minnesota. If he
But that
picked
does not
Minnesota.
then mean that he's flip-flopping or changing his mind. It's just he's always said the playoffs is about matchups. He likes Denver in his OKC matchup. He doesn't like them in the Timberwolves matchup.
So what you're saying is basically Swiper got some inconsistencies on who he picks. Okay.
I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah, cool.
Okay. And then my
He's got
thing is
inconsistencies.
my thing
Jordan,
is
I'm with you.
my thing
I'm
is
with you.
my
The
thing is
logic is
also
messed
so
up.
when Swiper come up here and give his analysis, they not inconsistent either. Then
You got it.
If they drop the Clippers, which they did, he didn't like that matchup. Because I understand your quote unquote common sense, Mars. I get it. They dropped the Clippers, which he didn't like that matchup. They will drop Oklahoma City because he likes that matchup. They'll maybe lose if they get past these guys, and they may lose to Minnesota because he doesn't like that matchup.
Okay.
But if Minnesota,
so we
And-
so-
but-
I just
but-
don't- this
but-
shit bothers
but-
me because it's like
If the,
bro, we just
if
picking
the
a
Warriors
basketball
beat the
game, bro.
Timberwolves, I guarantee Swiper will pick the Nuggets. Guarantee it.
yes,
It's all about matchups. It's something he's been saying all year about it.
Okay.
All about
Okay,
matchups.
I guess so.
That's literally something he
All
said
right,
all
all
year.
right, I guess so.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I
we
guess
got
so.
one more
This
pick,
shit's
and it's
crazy.
on you,
Real talk, you got hold on. I think Real
Real
Talk got something.
I just wanted to say very quickly that Mars
But they
was
get it from the
correct or
host.
whatever in his assessment about what Swiper was saying. Now, I will say that he's been playing both sides. He's been saying stuff like Jokic is going to go on a 2018 LeBron
Clear
run.
both sides.
That says that he's going to the finals, but that's not even what I really want to talk about right now. So I've been peep Swiper game. That ain't even the big deal no more. I want to talk about Mars. That's who I want to talk about. I want to talk about how your brain is able to like compartmentalize things, as Chris Webber would say.
Nice work.
Yeah, as Chris Webber would say. Facts. And you can be very logical in your thinking when it's Swiper, right? But when
I can
it's
be logical with
OG,
whoever I want.
whoa.
Go ahead.
When it's OG, right? When OG just earlier in this episode,
He
said,
can't know none of that shit he talking about.
I got Boston
swinging on
You know
me.
what I'm saying? I got Boston winning, right? But then y'all had a problem because he said, well, he just said that the Knicks would beat Boston. But Chill said until that happens,
Mm-hmm.
he got Boston, right? So I'm saying, like, how
Nigga, is
aren't
this
you
player's
able to do
choice
that
court?
for
What are we
Chill?
doing?
Draymond.
But you're able
Yeah,
to
like
do
I
that
said
for
to
a
Chill.
swiper.
Like I said to Chill, I have no problem
Mhm.
with him doing a 180 from yesterday. He said he has the yesterday. He said it started off with him saying that the Celtics were getting swept. We understood a lot of that was just coming from emotion because he was mad about Jason Tatum letting him down. He then said that okay, maybe swept was a bit too far, but he still thinks the Knicks are going to win the series. And then today he says he doesn't have anyone beating Boston until they get beaten. He did a 180. I think Chill even said, yes, I did a 180.
I did.
I just said I have no problem with you doing a 180 as long as we acknowledge that's what's happening. So I don't see the correlation. If you can
I
imagine what the correlation is,
I don't see it as a like not the same.
But Chill sees it as a 180. Chill sees it as a 180.
Yeah,
Well, I did do a 180.
But I don't. I don't.
That's
I don't.
100%.
I think he could say I got Boston until they lose, and then say they might lose.
But
Well,
my
here's the
whole
problem.
thing
The problem, real
with
talk.
Swipe
The problem is
That's
real
what
talk.
Swipe is doing.
The problem, real talk, is that they heard me say that I had the Celtics getting swept, and when I walked that back, right? When I walked that back, they stayed on that, right? Instead of hearing me say the series is not over yet, even though they're behind, the series is not over yet. And Mars is the same one who does a 180. But holds me accountable for doing a 180. So I got to do
just
the same
observing that you're doing a 180.
100.
Once again,
100.
I have no problem with anyone doing 180s.
Right.
I do the most 180s here. Like
Yes,
the moment a team goes down 3-1, I change my pick in the series. That is what it is.
I'm cool with that. But my whole thing with Swiper is this: like, it's not the only fact that you're gonna give him a pass because you're gonna say he's a fan when he's a fan. But when he came up here, when the Clippers was down and he had a dirty dog face, I'm talking about sad as fuck. He thought me and Ox was picking on him. Like, no, not him. I won't say Swiper. But the chat was like, y'all picking on Swiper, y'all picking on. And I simply asked a question. And he tried to dance around it, duck it, slip it, do whatever he could to not get knocked out by the question. I said, so the Clippers tied the Nuggets tied the series 2-2. Does your temp change? I don't know what you want me to tell you. I got Clippers at 6. I got Clippers at 6. The moment they tied it 2-2, his temperature changed.
No,
so
there wasn't a point. There wasn't a point where he didn't pick. There wasn't a point where he didn't pick the Clippers. We could go back through the episode.
When they went 2-2, Swiper was he was no longer the saddest dog.
Swiper
he
at
had
any
his
point.
day.
Why the hell would a man be sad? His team tied a series.
Swiper at any point during that.
Wait, no. Do you think Swiper wants to be? What do you think Swiper wants more? To be right about his prediction, or for the Nuggets to win? What do you think he cares about more?
Mars, that to me, that is a cowardly stance. I want my prediction to be right. I want my prediction to be right. I want my prediction to be right, but I want my team. That's a cowardly stance. Bro, take a stance. Take a stance.
I'm gonna be honest.
You gotta have 4. You gotta win 4 games.
I've heard in a minute. So
no, it's not the dumbest thing. You saying the most cowardice shit I've heard in a long time. Take a stance on what the fuck you think. Do you think your team can win or not? If not, get the fuck off of these parades and stop parading all of this bullshit whenever your team do win. Like, bro, that's the.
I'm gonna talk to the chat. Everyone is hearing what.
Go ahead, talk to the chat. Go ahead, talk to the chat. It's full of bitch shit in here. That's what I smell. It's full of bitch shit in here. It's either you're gonna pick a stance or you're gonna play both sides. Like that's my thing. It's not that hard about picking a basketball team. Just so you don't want to be wrong. Just so the chat ain't working right now. So the chat can't crucify you. That's bitch shit to me. That's what that is. That's bitch shit. Pick a stance. Be a man. Pick a stance.
Wait a minute, Moss.
He's talking to me. No, there's no wait a minute. I'm going to respond. He's talking to me. Here is where we've gone wrong. And this is just, I have no problem with Jordan as a person, but you can tell that Jordan loves being right. So he can't compartmentalize. Thank you.
No, I can't compartmentalize.
Yes, doesn't care to be wrong.
Yes, he does. That's why he doesn't pick a stance. That's exactly why he's not picking a team. That's exactly why he's not picking a team, because he doesn't want to be wrong.
This is the issue. He did pick a team, but you can't compartmentalize.
He don't pick.
Swiper can be happy about his prediction being wrong.
Swiper picked the Clippers. The whole
All
series
right, bro.
he picked the
All
Clippers.
right, bro.
The
All
series
right,
is-
fuck it, bro. I don't
No,
want
let
to
him
talking.
finish.
I'm
so
not
we can wrap it
talking.
up, bro.
play some
Let him
shit in a
finish.
minute. I'm gonna
Let him
fuck place.
finish.
I'm gonna get
I'm
out of
not
character in a minute. I'm gonna have to leave the show. So fuck that shit. Move on.
Swiper,
Move
if
on.
everyone remembers
I
this
don't
series,
like bitch shit, bro. I don't like bitch shit.
Just
Move
hold
on.
on, bro. Just let him finish talking though, so we can wrap it up. So we can
Swiper,
wrap
if
it up.
everyone remembers, we can go back and watch the episodes. Swiper picked
Sure.
the Clippers in 6, I believe. I believe it was 6.
Yeah.
Then everyone was like, "Oh my god, you picked against the Nuggets." Blah blah blah. Then he said matchup. Blah blah blah. He said all of his explanation.
Sure.
The series
Put
unfolds.
some weight on that, Swipe.
The series
Facts.
unfolds. I believe, if I remember correctly, the Clippers were up 2-1. Am I right?
Yes.
The Clippers were up 2-1. And then Swiper came on, even though his prediction was on track to be right. Swiper was not happy. Remember that game 3? That's where Christian Brown was unplayable. Remember everyone.
So why the fuck was he unhappy then? If his prediction,
And this is what I mean. And this is what I mean. Jordan can't compartmentalize that Swiper would rather the Nuggets win and his prediction be wrong than his prediction be right. and the
Mars,
Nuggets lose.
that is the
He
most
can't
bitchy
understand
shit
that
I've ever
Swiper
heard
All
in
right,
my
might
life.
be
fellas,
wrong.
this is going
That
to
is
the
the most
nasty
bitchy shit.
circle.
Bro, I picked the
understand
Nuggets in 6. Then when they
Swiper
go on
would
track,
rather be
I'm
wrong
gonna be
and the Nuggets
sad.
win.
What the
He can't
fuck?
understand it. He can't understand that even though Swiper's prediction was on track to be
That's
right,
right, Swiper.
that Swiper's not happy about that. He
All right,
cannot
so
rationalize.
I'm
If
gonna
you
step
pick-
in.
That was
if you-
three
He
plays.
can't
Just one
understand.
question. Just
This
one
is-
question. Just
Chill,
one
we're
question.
moving on, bro.
Yes,
This
we are.
is
Yes,
like,
yes, we are. 100% we
because
are.
it don't
I just
matter.
got one
Swi-
question. I just got one question.
Swiper
for
made his
Swiper.
pick. It is what
And
it
that's
is,
Swiper.
y'all.
And
We got
Swiper,
to
at what
move on.
point? At what point during that series did you think Denver was going to win the series, Swiper?
Game 7. When it got to Game 7 in Denver.
That's when you felt confident about them winning the series. Okay, that's all I
I
wanted
knew.
to know.
See, I knew the
that's
series.
all
I knew the series was over as soon as that.
prediction. Ironically,
As soon
Ironically.
as Aaron Gordon caught that dunk game 4, I knew it was over. Like my you know when your stomach drop or your heart drop into your stomach, whatever they say.
Mhm.
You know how like when you hit the dip in the car and you don't see it coming, you in the backseat or something, it just everything drop. That's how I felt when
drop into your drawers.
Hey, Ron, we can move on, but I just want
when Aaron Gordon got that, I was like, damn, this shit is over, bro.
Hey, Ron, we can
Jordan,
move on,
this
but I
the
just
last
want to
thing,
say
and then
one
we
thing.
moving on.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. To me, this is what this sounds like. I'm in dealing with a liar. Then when a liar lies to me, I'm fucking sad. That's what it sounds like. I knew you were going to lie to me, but then when this liar lies, I'm sad. And I'm going to give you the relevance. Swiper picked the Nuggets in 6. Then when they're on pace to beat the Nuggets in 6, he's sad. Why? You picked the Nuggets in 6. I'm not sad that the Warriors. I'm not sad that the Warriors. I'm not sad that the Warriors beat the Rockets. In actuality, I'm a fan of the Rockets. I love the Rockets. But in actuality, I said I did not want to play the Warriors. I did not want to play them.
What Jordan is trying to sell is he's trying to sell Swiper. The difference between Swiper as the fan and Swiper as the analyst.
Saying the same thing I'm saying.
Yes, that's
can't understand that Swiper can be upset while being right.
All right, y'all. We moving on. Real talk. Hey, we in the second round, y'all. We talk about the first round.
That's why Jordan, every time he's right. I told you. Jordan loves being right.
No, I don't give a fuck. No, I don't care if I'm wrong. And
yo, we moving on. Come on, man. Shit. Real talk.
What you got?
I will.
Swiper. You know you had all this time to talk about it, and you wanted to play on your phone and clean your screen and show pictures of you lifting them little punk ass 25-pound plates. Real talk.
No way. You seen that? You over here bench pressing at 185, showing videos. You gotta put some weight on that. Eat some irons.
Real talk. It's all you.
What's up, brother?
What we doing?
Who are you picking?
Who's left?
On? Yeah,
so we got.
The Thunder's gone. The Celtics are gone. Now who you got?
I got Minnesota.
Okay.
Oh shit! I didn't know you was coming back, so I was just playing about them weights, bro.
All right, so Denver got 4 votes. So Denver's the 3rd team on our list with the highest chances, according to us, to win the championship. Next up, it's back on you, Chill. Who you rocking with? The Thunder's out, the Celtics are out, and the Nuggets are out. Who you rocking with?
Minnesota.
All right, Mars.
What, Denver came 3rd?
Yeah.
The Warriors.
Attaboy.
Ox.
The New York Knickerbockers.
That was real close.
Real talk.
I I'm sticking with Minnesota then if they weren't the third team. Yeah.
All right. ZZ.
Golden State.
Swiper.
Wolves. This for four, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Wolves.
Jordan.
I'm a man. I'm gonna stand on the Wolves.
Okay.
I'm gonna do manly shit. Stand with the team I picked.
All right. So the Wolves are the fourth team. We got the Thunder first, Celtics second, Nuggets third. The Wolves are fourth. Chill. We got four remaining teams: the Pacers, the Cavs, the Warriors, and the Knicks. Who you got?
Indy.
The fact that the two teams that are up 2-0, you know what? I'm not going to get
Indy.
into it.
I just said Indy.
All right. Pacers. Ox.
The
You
Knicks.
sticking with the Knicks? All right.
Yes, I got the Knicks.
Mars.
Hey, Ron, I'm the Knicks until they get picked.
Oh, so you being a man? You standing on your
The
pick?
Warriors weren't picked. The Warriors weren't picked.
No.
I'm going with the Warriors until they get picked.
All right. I got to ask to make sure that everybody's standing on
Yeah,
their
I'm
pick and
staying
being
with my
a
pick.
man.
I'm staying with my
All
pick.
right. So, real talk.
Minnesota already off the board. I'm going Cleveland. I do think though, like you, Ron, you saying like the two teams that are undefeated haven't been picked yet, but I do think that some respect has been shown to Indiana because Cleveland is still available anyway. So, you know, them not being one of the top picks, one of the best teams in the league, that's respect.
When we put this out to the social media, I'm going to forge the list anyway to move Indiana up to 1. So,
Hello.
but ZZ, it's on you.
And y'all
Already
think
know,
you
fam.
playing too. That's what's crazy.
Rocking with the Dubs so they get picked.
All right. Swiper.
Pacers. How do you know I love them Pacers?
That's what I'm talking about, Swiper. Stand on business. Jordan.
About the Pacers.
Just out of the Cavs and the Pacers, right?
No, it's the Pacers, Cavs, Warriors, and Knicks.
What happened to the Timberwolves?
They on the list.
They got picked, yeah.
Oh, okay. Pacers, Cavs, Warriors, and Knicks. Damn. I'm not gonna pick the Warriors.
I was about to say, you know where you want to go, Jordan. Come on now.
Shit, no. I'll never go there. Hell no. I don't think I ever picked the Warriors to win. Shit,
Bam.
but never. But fuck it. I'm because I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Pacers.
Stand on it. Stand on it, Jordan.
Because I said the Cavs was mediocre, so I'm gonna stand with the Pacers, and then shit, we're gonna run it out.
All right, so the Pacers have the 5th best odds right now. We have 3 teams remaining: the Cavs, the Warriors, and the Knicks. Chill, it's on you. Who you choosing out of those 3 teams? Ooh, hey, the Knicks fans gonna be mad at you niggas.
Yeah, I
hey,
was about to
y'all
say,
remember, I didn't have a vote. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just asking
The Knicks.
Y'all
questions.
disrespect.
I'm taking it. I'm taking the Knicks.
Now the Knicks. Now the Knicks. All right. Big Ox.
You already know where I'm at. I got the Knickerbockers. I really think the Knicks should be like number 2 or 3, but whatever. I you know what though, real quick, I just want to say, can y'all imagine these conference finals if we can get Indiana versus New York and then get OKC versus Minnesota? But those conference finals are going to be great basketball. It's going to be really good for the game. It's going to be really good for the young fans with these guards. You know, that's polarizing guards right there. Halliburton versus Brunson, SGA versus Ant. And I'm not talking about, you know, forget the fandom for a second and what teams you like. I'm just saying, just think about those matchups stuff. Like that'd be really good for the game of basketball, really good for the NBA, really good for the young fans. You know what I'm saying? The 9 to 15-year-old fans, bro. That's gonna have people tuned in, I think. But yeah, Ron, I'm picking the Knicks. Who once again, I think y'all just did them dirty and got Boston at 2. Ron, fix this list, bro. Fix this list, Ron.
The only reason I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but the only reason for me that I can't, like, I'm giving them credit for, you know, late game plays. I'm giving them credit for that 100%. But I'm watching these games and Boston's just missing. Like, as a Warriors fan, if I'm talking to you about the 2018 Game 7 and the amount of 27 straight missed threes, if you're a Rockets fan, you're going to harp on that till you die. Like, damn, had we made, you know, 4 more.
You're going to harp on the refs, not the 27 threes, but sure.
You know what I'm saying, Mars? But, like, you just going to, like, if it's a situation like that, and when I look at Boston, I'm like, this is the best 3-point shooting team in the league. They shoot the most. The only time that they've really been caught slipping all year has been these 2 games that have been decided by less than 5 points in each of them, and the last one was decided by a point. So just imagine if Jason Tatum makes that one wide open 3 in the corner. That's a whole different ball game, and we're talking about a 1-1 series. So it'd be one thing if the Knicks was out there just locking their ass up and beating them by 10 plus. Then I got you, Ox. I'm giving them all the respect in the world. Just 10 point different, just a 10-point point differential max, and you got my respect, and I'm with you on that. But these
Zizzy
games
in the
been
fourth,
close,
and I feel you, Zizzy, and they've been great games. And I understand that, but once again, I'll just stand on the fact that playoff basketball is about winning the game. Nothing else matters in playoff basketball. Splits don't matter. Accuracy, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is that final score. And in that fourth quarter, the Knicks have been standing on business. And the with all the respect, the Celtics out there looking like they got a little squirrel nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all doing, bro? They shiver up. And when I see that, it's playoff basketball, it's finna be in the Garden. Man, them dudes are done.
That's where your best player, and that's where your best player got to come in and be the best player.
No squirrel nuts. No squirrel nuts. No silver dollar eyes. I'm talking about OG and Mikhail got them dudes looking shook up, and then they got the clutch player of the year who has 40 more points than the next closest scorer in the fourth quarter. He has 86 fourth quarter points.
That's a crazy stat.
Next behind him is Jamal Murray with 46. He has 86. Jamal has 46. That's a 40-point difference. Nobody else is in that gap. You tell me, them dudes ain't winning this.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Now, just so you know, Big Ox.
Jalen Brunson going band for band with anybody. He convinced me in 23 that he's really that dude.
No question about it.
If you get in the fourth quarter, bro, I'm telling you, we had this conversation the day, Ox. I'm blitzing Brunson every possession. You're not getting an open look. Last 2 minutes of the game, you're not seeing an open shot. It's not happening.
He's just gonna make a consistent one.
If I'm the other coach, I'm saying, but Marge, if I'm the other coach, you got me believing. I'm on Team Brunson at this point. So like whatever you think you're gonna do, it's over. It's never gonna happen.
I know that Detroit went in there and won twice. I do know that. And I feel like Detroit is a lesser team than Boston. And they ain't going there and win once. They went in there and won twice.
But the Detroit, to be fair though, well, I think that's where the matchups like play finishing thing, because Detroit actually performed well in a couple of those 4 quarters. Really chill in the other 4th quarter when they were up 13 or whatever, that they got the foul on with Tim Hardaway Jr. I thought they should have won the game. You know, we've already discussed that. Right. But they played really well in 3 of those games, down the stretch of those games. But I think the inexperience, caught up to them towards the end when they got beat 4-2. But yeah, man, Brunson is another level.
All right, y'all. We have 3 more teams. And Ox and Chill have already made their picks. So Mars, it's on you. Between the Cavs, Warriors, and Knicks, who do you think has the best shot?
The Warriors until they get picked.
All right.
Thank you, Mars.
I'm just making sure that everybody's standing on their nuts today. All right. I've been told that there's some inconsistencies up here, so I'm just making sure, you know. ZZ, it's on you. Who you got?
Hey, Gerard. I'm gonna go with the Warriors, of course, until they get picked, man.
Okay.
Playoff, but what Jimmy called Buddy Hield? Buttered.
Yeah, buttered. Shout out my man.
What I need y'all to do is get more like Swiper for a second, and stop picking out of fandom and start picking out of what makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let the Warriors get one.
Start picking some reality. No, this dude is 37 years old with one hammy. He ain't coming back, ZZ. It's done.
Hey, this is first hamstring injury in his career. We don't know what Steph Curry. I've heard a lot of the instances in which people thought he was done or thought he couldn't do something, and then he did it. And that's 10 years I'm talking about, a whole decade. I heard this
to be fair though, if you hurt your hamstring grade 1, you typically would be out for at least 1 to 2 weeks. And I'm talking about reevaluated.
I get that, which is why I said don't let them niggas get one. Because the moment that Jimmy thinks he's top 5, he start playing like he number 1. Y'all know this. And don't be surprised when it happens. If that nigga go out there and drop 40 next game, I want to hear nothing. I want to hear Pete. Just keep going.
That means he got 27 free throws.
Well, that means he putting the team.
A lot of us are Jimmy fans up here, though.
Fellas, we gotta get through this right quick though.
My bad.
Real talk. Who you rocking with?
I'm going with Ox, man. I'm going with the Knicks. I'm leaving the Cavs. I'm going with the Knicks.
Okay. Jordan, you got the Warriors?
inconsistent.
You on mute?
You muted. We can't hear you say. I got Steph and 7.
No, you didn't hear me say that. Hell no. I got the Knicks, bro. Come on.
Okay.
First of all, I just don't think the Warriors are a good team. I keep telling y'all that. I just
Even
don't
though
think
they
they're a
were
good
the number
team.
1 team post All-Star break, like even better.
I don't
be
give a
enough
damn
to
about
win
the
with
post
full
All-Star break. It just I don't think they were good. I don't think they're a good team, especially when it comes down to a playoff setting. Like, bro,
Come
a playoff
Jordan.
setting.
Come on,
Like
Jordan.
regular season. I said the same thing about the Cavs. I said the same shit about the
The
Cavs.
Cavs got 4 championships in 8 years. The Warriors
don't
got
got
the
a
championships
hamstring.
in the last 8 years.
Every year I picked against the Warriors winning the championship.
Okay. All right. I get that. I get that. All right.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Swiper, who you got?
Knicks.
Knicks.
Knicks. I got Knicks.
All right, so the Knicks are number 6 behind the Pacers, and if you're just jumping in and you don't know what's going on, these are the chances of each team to win a championship. We got the Thunder, all the current teams that are still left in the playoffs. We got the Thunder number 1, Celtics 2, Nuggets 3, Wolves 4, Pacers 5, and the Knicks are coming in at 6. Next up, we have 2 remaining teams, the Cavs and the Warriors. Who do you guys believe have a better chance of winning a championship out of these 2 teams? Chill, who you got?
The Knicks.
No, the Knicks have been picked.
I apologize. My fault. The Cavs. I meant to say the Cavs. I apologize. My fault. I meant to say the Cavs. I apologize.
Between the Cavs and the Warriors?
Yeah.
Damn, I guess I got to go with the Warriors.
Well, you
I was just talking about the no hamstring.
Yeah, but these are the last 2 teams.
Down 0-2 and Darius Garland has no touch.
Yeah, they don't know.
No, right. So yeah, real talk. I still stand on everything I said. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not gonna put me
I'm
in
trying
that
to make
box.
sure you
What y'all not gonna do? Y'all not gonna play with me like he let y'all play with him. I ain't going now.
No, you're not standing on anything.
These 2 down here in the middle, y'all could throw them around. Y'all better leave me be.
Shit,
Oh.
ain't nobody got me around. Shit.
Oh, now you done got a little bit of courage. You
Hey, Jordan, touch every wall in the house. How you go out like that? No, I'm all right, Jordan. I'm just playing. But I
was keeping it light.
I got the Warriors because I think the Cavs injury situation is looking bad, and they're already down 2-0. The Warriors, at least they're tied up, and you know what I'm saying. I believe y'all. I know what y'all said, but I believe in Jimmy Butler.
Thank you. Thank you.
Me too.
All right,
Hey,
Mars.
Chill. Do you go ahead, Mars? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I believe in Jimmy Butler. You can.
No.
No. We got to get through this one right quick.
I got the Warriors.
You got the Warriors. So you believe in Jimmy Butler too? Good. Got it. All right, ZZ.
Man, that sucks,
I believe
dog.
in a nigga that's got the 2 finals in the last 5 years with bumps.
Okay.
In the Eastern Conference.
Bums. Chill out with that, ZZ. Relax with the bums.
Oh, my bad.
Whoa,
Not as talented players.
Say
You gonna respect the immortal Klay Thompson.
This team less talented than that 23 Heat team?
My bad. Look, I'm just saying,
without
like,
Steph Curry, is this team worse than that 23 Heat team? Without Steph
we're
Curry?
gonna find out. I guarantee you that. But I saw Jimmy Butler take a team that
got Duncan Robinson
without Tyler Hero that had inconsistent offensive production from Bam Adebayo, but
yeah, but they had scoring everywhere else though.
But they shot 49
They
million.
beat. They were the 8th
I
seed.
hate
Look,
to
look,
have to
they were
step
the
in.
8th seed. Jimmy
Right,
Butler.
Ron. You're right, Ron.
I just
You're right,
we got to
Ron.
get just 3 more picks. I'm
You're right.
rushing because I actually have to step off. But
Yeah.
you guys can get right back to it. We just got to get through this segment so I can get the graphic ready for social media and they can laugh at you guys
trying to
for
do his
having the
job
Knicks
fast.
so low. But yes, thank you, Mars, for being so logical. This is like the 3rd time today you've done that. Real talk. Who you got?
Mars logic, hilarious. Cavs. I'm going Cavs.
Jordan. Cavs or Warriors? Go ahead and
This shit.
say it. Come on.
You're right. You're right.
Move your head to the right. Move your head to the right. Come on.
You're right. Because overall, as bad as I hate the Warriors, I'm as bad as I hate the Warriors. I hate the Warriors, but I'm just talking basketball. In basketball, Cavs soft as shit. They ain't beat no damn Warriors. Too damn soft. Draymond gonna bite the shit out one of them. They gonna be, oh, my leg hurt.
But they're not gonna see the Warriors either way though, Jordan. They still got.
I agree. They're not gonna see the Warriors. But if I got to pick out of the Cavs and the Warriors, Cavs soft as shit. They're not beating the Warriors.
Donovan not soft.
With or without Steph. By the way,
talk to me.
With or without, bro, they're just too soft. They're not beating them.
Swiper.
Cleveland,
Yeah,
if they get all their guys back, I mean, Cleveland could shoot up this board, and they're supposed to get them back. So I'll go Cleveland here. I don't think Steph is coming back personally.
All right, y'all. Well, we had more votes for the Warriors, so the Cavs are coming in 8th place, and that's the list, fellas. I gotta bounce, but you guys let me know as I'm leaving.
Bye, Ron.
You later, Brody.
Bye, Ron.
All right, Chad. I'll see you guys.
Bye, Ron.
Why don't you just leave, bro?
You gotta come.
I know.
But hold up, though. Wait, one more thing. One more thing.
Here we go.
Fuck out of here.
Here we go.
Y'all be sure to pull up the playback tonight. We go.
We the best.
We'll see you there. There you go. We'll see you there.
We might see Ron there. We might not.
That's crazy.
We'll see you there. There you
That's
go.
what's up. Nah, that's what's up, though. Thank you for doing that, Morris. All the times he done cut me off.
You sent me to the back 3 times today. And he trying to come up into my playback. So I got research.
Wait, Mars.
Hey,
I actually
man.
had a question, Chill.
Yes, sir.
Because Chill, do you? And like, this is not a trap question at all, but legitimate. Do you still, at this point, think the floor for the Celtics is the NBA Finals, based on what you've seen?
Well,
Yeah,
based
that's
on what
tough. Well, I'm saying, like, I get it. The Knicks series, I
based
get
on
it.
what I've seen these last 2 games, sure, I can definitely appreciate that. But I'm not just gonna switch up my tune because I saw 2 bad games. I'm not gonna say.
You're saying you're not going to switch it up you're off with what you were feeling yesterday, like you're back to normal. Yeah, I got you.
Yesterday was an emotional day.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Just like I'm not gonna see Joker go 16-12 against Zubac and be like, "Yo, this dude ain't the best player in the world."
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you did do that.
No, I didn't. No,
well, you said if he doesn't get out the first round and Tatum does this,
you think it's
and,
the best in the world.
Well, if we're gonna talk about what I said, can we talk about what I said exactly? Can we do that? I never said that Joker wasn't the best player on the planet. What I said was if Jason Tatum plays like I think he is gonna play,
He in the conversation.
That's what I said.
No. He said
because Joel came on the show and said
he moved.
He said explicitly, OG, I heard you think Jason Tatum is the best player in the world. And you said, yes, I do think that.
I do think that.
That was your exact words.
So again, if he keeps, I'm not coming off of how I feel about Jason Tatum, but I'm not switching up on after 2 games with the Boston Celtics just being out, and because this could change, just like it could change with Joker, and he started to play better throughout the course of that series. So I'm not just going to switch up, even though you do get new information, but I'm not that fickle. God damn, I do.
I don't understand like what's so hard to understand.
Right.
The man said he thinks Jason Tatum is the best, right? But he also said that, and obviously we do know that winning is a part of his being the best because we had the LeBron Kobe discussion and all of that. You know, I watched the last episode, right? So he's saying I think he's the best, right? But I do need to see him do X, Y, and Z to solidify that. So if Jokic goes out in the first round, doesn't play well, if Jason Tatum continues to play throughout the playoffs at the level he played at in the Magic series, then I feel comfortable solidifying that statement and saying I think he's the best.
But I think the thing is,
he said I think he's the best, but he gotta do some stuff.
But I think that's where we were falling apart. It was like when we hear Chill's top 10 player ever argument, there's like a different set of stuff. And then previous up to this point, we had talked, and this was like Chill.
Everybody has.
But wasn't it a week and a half ago? But Chill, wasn't it a week and a half ago we did the 2020 playoff things, like the last 5 years, like who's better, how much sample size matters, and all that stuff. And so, real talk, it was just such a sharp change in the other direction based on what
Swiper, you ever think that? So Swiper, since we're on the subject, and Jordan, what I'm gonna do, Jordan, is I'm gonna be who I am. Swiper, you ever think that maybe I do think that about Jason Tatum, but I wasn't prepared to say it? Because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think
maybe I do think that, and I put Joker in that class because I think Joker is there. I'm not going to argue that, but maybe I do feel the way I do about.
Well, why
Jason
did you
Tatum.
lie about it then? If for so long,
because sometimes some takes are so hot, you're not ready to stand on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like there's
many things I think I won't say.
Just like.
Hold on. Why not? This is
well, wait a minute, Jordan. Because maybe I'm just not prepared to say that yet. That's not. That doesn't mean I won't say it.
Okay,
I'm just not prepared to say it.
But
it's a way you can say it.
That's all. Maybe I'm just not prepared to say it yet.
No, chill. You said it the right way you wanted to say it. You said if Tatum wins the championship, when all of the X, Y, Z, like you said, he's in the conversation. That's the way you want to say it. If that's the way you believe, if people want to come and parade on what you believe, I don't see why people care. Like this is why y'all think my crash out is about Swiper picking this team, Swiper picking. It's really not about that. It's really about the reason why people don't say what they want to say is because dumbass people in the chats is going to criticize them and people don't want to take the backlash for it. So it's not about me being right all the time. When I say something, I genuinely mean it. I thought about it. I don't care if somebody don't like it. Why would I care? You don't care that I don't like what you don't like. So why the fuck would I care?
I get what
that's
you're
what I'm
Jordan.
saying.
Well,
Like,
because
bro, stand
we were
on what
having
you wanna
consistent
say.
basketball talks about his rankings, and he never put Tatum in those talks leading up to that point for a year.
Ever think
But
that?
I think that's where.
But he just
you
said
ever
if
think
he
that you-
wins, that's when he gonna put him there.
And
No,
not
well,
only
the same
that,
thing I
and-
said
and
about
not-
Go ahead,
and
go ahead,
not-
Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
And not
Yeah.
only that,
That's
once
fine.
again, to reiterate my point, maybe I do feel like that, and I'm just not prepared to say it yet. And now I'm in a space. And Swipe it. Why are you looking at me crazy? Why?
Because
I guess I'm
genuinely
I
confused.
feel
I'm saying,
because I feel a certain way,
I'm not even
and I'm not
trolling you.
prepared to say it.
I'm
Yes, you are.
genuinely
Yes,
confused.
you
because
are sitting here judging me
because Chill, you
because
said
I actually
to
feel,
it's not a
I
judge.
feel,
Stop
I
judging.
feel,
Swipe. Stop
I
judging.
feel a certain way. I 100%
But
feel.
Chill, you
so-
told me one
so-
answer
so
for a
here's the
year
thing.
though.
I've said that I think the Joker is the best player in the world, and I feel
And then you
like
had Giannis.
there's a gap. I do feel.
And
like
then you had
that,
Giannis.
100%. Now here's the difference, though, Swiper. I had Giannis, but I feel a lot different about Jason Tatum than I've told you guys. A lot different. And now that we're in a space where this thing is coming together like I thought it would before this 2-0 thing happened.
Before these two games.
But-
Right?
Yeah,
You
before
jumped
these-
off the cliff
but-
a little
but-
early.
yeah,
That's
but
it.
I
Chill,
did.
He jumped off the cliff a
Chill
little
thought this was
early.
a safe space for him to finally say how he feels, and Swiper's holding it against him.
That's
So,
it.
Swiper, be
That's
there
it.
for us.
That's
Go
it.
Exactly.
Wait,
Stop judging.
what?
Just
Now we
like,
got
hey,
Superchats.
Swipe.
Now we got
Just like
Superchats.
for you, Swipe. Just like for you would like for this to be a safe space where you could truly tell us your true emotions that you think Denver's going to win every series they're in.
No.
But because you don't want the backlash, you don't
That's a
want
fact,
the
real
criticism
talk.
of being
That's a fact.
wrong, you're going to come up
No.
here and say, well, I think the Clippers going to win in 6. But then
And
you're
that's why he
fandom
get
talks-
mad
wait,
when they
wait.
lose in
Hold
6.
on, hold on, Jordan, I got you, bro.
I can follow up here whenever
But
you're
now
ready.
We're
your
never gonna get
fandom
this
has caught you
again.
slipping because now you've picked them to beat OKC and you're going to swear it's because of matchups, right? I know that's what you're going to say. But then when they get beat
Possibly
in
because I got the
5
best player in
games,
the world.
I wonder what you're going to say there because I don't have y'all winning another game. I think y'all finna get smoked the rest of this goddamn series. So what happens when that happens? I just want to know then. Like,
So I believe I also said last year before I had the pleasure of meeting Real Talk in real life and not when he was trolling me online constantly.
you trolled me
I did
first.
say that the Wolves-
I didn't even know you at the time.
Real Talk, you've been at me for 3 years. Please stop.
Can we get to the
That's
point?
a lie.
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Please.
This is like who
Thank you.
glazed who first. It doesn't matter. Like the issue is that I said last year the Wolves were the toughest matchup for, and March remember this, the Wolves were a tough matchup for Denver because they were built to beat Denver. But I also said that I don't think the Celtics can beat them at all. They could not beat the Nuggets.
You did say that, yeah.
So I picked them to win the title because one, I thought they could get past the Wolves, which they almost did. But I don't think the Celtics had a chance to beat Denver because I don't think that matchup works for them at all. I think Jokic and Gordon and KCP and Murray and Brown, I think they would have obliterated the Celtics last year, but they didn't get a chance to get to that matchup. So I've been talking matchups for I feel like quite some time now. And I think they lost to the Wolves because it's not even the Wolves. And then we went to the Dallas series. I picked Dallas to win. And then we went to the Dallas Celtics series and people were picking Dallas. I was like, but they can't guard them at all. Like there's no chance for them to out Celtics to Celtics. So I feel like I was right across the board, but I think some of this is just I don't know. That's why I really don't know we're how to win in these conversations because I feel like this is similar to talking about the Jokic defense stuff. Like it's at the end of the day, people are going to believe whatever they believe. So you got to kind of find a way to walk in on that. But I feel like if I do big up the Nuggets too much, it becomes a glaze sesh on the show. But then if I don't, it becomes you ain't standing on your 10. So like we just got a 30-minute segment about me and what I'm thinking behind my ears and not based on what I said. I'm saying now that's crazy. I've never seen that on PC. And I've lost a lot of PC. Like I said, I was a fan of Chill and Ticket and Fluent and all that. Mars, especially Mars, great basketball mind. And then ZZ and all these other people, Ox, Ron. I've never seen that happen since I've been on PC. But I understand, like, for me, matchups are everything in the playoffs. I thought the Knicks were getting smoked. They had no chance to beat Boston. But then, like I said, it might just be as simple as real talk in the fourth quarter. They don't got Jalen Brunson on the Celtics. That literally might be the series. They don't have Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter. I
have one simple question for you. Then.
This is
yes,
it.
Sir.
If you think, and then I'm done with it because I like trolling. I like trolling the Denver.
I think a third of your platform is trolling me. By the way,
you said what?
No, don't get derailed. Ask the question.
You're right. You're right.
You said what?
Yeah, we troll a lot of people. Now look, I want to ask you this question then. So why did you think Denver was going to win in Game 7 when it's the same matchup against a team that you have picked like prior to?
Because do you agree that Denver showed a level of defense in that series they hadn't shown all season?
Right, but your thing of picking like the Clipper matchup wasn't just because they couldn't defend.
They couldn't defend at all going into the playoffs. That
what I'm saying. It was also because you thought like Zubac was a good matchup for Jokic.
It was about guarding Harden and Zoo and
guarding Harden in the pick and roll.
Yeah. It was never about the offense. The offense was never the issue.
Okay.
Nor do I think the offense is the real issue in the OKC series. Go ahead, Mars. Go ahead.
Ezekiel became a member. Shout out to Ezekiel.
Shout out.
Cheese gifted 20 memberships. Shout out to Cheese and the 20 people who received a membership from Cheese. Cheese be gifting a lot of memberships. Vel became a new member. I don't know if that's the same Hall of Fame Vel, but Vel did become a new member. Any other people who became new members? Yes, we have Jam became a new member.
Yep.
Prince Growing Up became a new member.
I got to get access to the chat, man. The chat, man.
Oh, you ain't got a wrench.
I ain't got no wrench. I got to.
It's $2 a month, and I get in two things. It's either you can write it off, okay, as a tax expense because it's for work, or you can get your money back. Just email Chill. $2 a month, $24 a year. You got it.
Nice. Grey Wolf also became a member. Grey Wolf also became a member, and that's it for people who became members. And now we have super chats. Jake Fashion said, "Can we please leave Chill alone today? Yesterday was brutal."
No, it wasn't. I actually had a good time.
I think yesterday was a lot more peaceful than.
Yes.
Yeah, I got worse than Chill did. And
Wednesday was the bad day for Chill. Wednesday was the bad day. Yesterday was insane.
That was easy. That was.
Hey, y'all, I gotta get out of here, but it's been fun.
Later, Z's.
All right, Z's.
Merry Christmas, man.
All right, catch y'all.
Yesterday was light.
Yeah, yesterday was cool. Wednesday, however, Jamal said the Celtics have shot 25 for 100 from 3 this series and still found a way to go up 20 twice. I wouldn't count out the best road team this season just yet. Talking about the Celtics, obviously. Celtics in 6. Very confident in that prediction. The Celtics play today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 3:00, 3:30. I'm sorry.
We'll see.
Everybody get 2 days off, except for crazy.
It's only one game. Oh no, it's 2 games today. That's right.
2. Indiana, Cleveland, and Denver. OKC, right? Those are the 2 games. Cowboy Bob said, "It's funny Swiper can duck smoke and continue to say stand on business when he don't. No one talks about the sets of defense Tibbs used. Go New York, go."
I don't think anyone up here gets brought to the podium more than I do. So I just don't think that's objective.
Because everybody else be standing on business.
Oh, I don't, but I think no one expects me to.
Well, nobody. We know the Mars.
I get held to a different standard up here, which
yeah. There's a Mars cult, Mars can do no wrong.
I get held to a different standard, so.
But I think that says a lot what people think about me, though. So I do appreciate that, like W integrity. Interesting.
Drink More Water, member for 26 months. Shout out to Drink More Water over 2 years. I frequently speak to Drink More Water in the chat. He said, "I asked yesterday, but only Penn was here. With Steph's recent injury, why isn't he in the group of the common injury-prone players like Kawhi, Embiid, etc.? What playoffs has Curry not been hurting? 2015, he wasn't hurt. 2017, he was healthy.
18, he was good too.
No, 18, he missed the first round. 2019, he was hurt. 2022, he went into the playoffs hurt.
Yeah,
but he played every game, but he went in, he was coming off the bench because he just came back from an injury. 21, he wasn't hurt in the playoffs because there was no playoffs, but he missed 9 games towards the end of the season, which kind of put Golden State in the play-in. 2020, he was hurt the whole year. So 2016, he was hurt. 2018, he was hurt. 2019, he was hurt. 2020, he was hurt. 2021, he got hurt. 2022, he got hurt but played in the playoffs. 23, he was healthy in the playoffs. Last year, he was healthy. And then this year, he's hurt again. So those are the years that he's healthy and hurt. But yeah, I think Steph breaks down more than people think. I'll say that. But
I want to say just very quickly, for the one buddies and the likes in the chat, like I do just want to ask y'all, I want to ask you specifically, one buddy, like, what exactly do you get out of this on a daily basis? Right? I know that like once a week, maybe you get a troll off. It's funny
every day, real talk.
like that.
Every day.
What I'm trying to tell you, buddy, is like this is starting to look bad on you. I don't think like you're getting it. I think like some people are starting to laugh at you and not with you. You're there every day trolling
an old man. Say what it is. An old man.
No, man.
Say it.
I don't understand.
I say an old man.
I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, what are you getting out of this on a daily basis? Like, I just want to know. Real talk. You literally crash out for money, but you get like there's a real incentive.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand. Buddy's not getting paid. That's what I'm saying. I don't like. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
do you
getting paid.
Do you get paid to crash out about me?
Damn.
Wait.
I'm cool.
No pocket watching now, Swipe.
Who are you to care about? Who are you that I should care about y'all opinions of me? Meanwhile, you come up here every day, not every other day, not every other week, every day, and talk about me. How lifeless are you? How less than is your life if you got 3 hours out of your day? On top of that, Mars, he comes into Playback, which I kick him out because I'm not trying to hear. He comes into Playback to watch the game. He don't even watch the game. He comes into Playback and does the same thing. How meaningless is the stuff going on outside your life that you have a third of your day to come and troll me? Loser, capital L, capital O, capital S, capital E, capital R, exclamation point. Loser.
Shit
That's
be
what
happening.
Mars,
I don't
can I
know.
just say this?
I don't know if I
Can you
started
imagine
it.
Now everyone want to say
No, I'm saying, Mars, about a week after the NBA Finals, when we have no more basketball talk, can you imagine what this summer is going to be? Like
the W, respect the W.
Will be there.
But I'm saying, well, it's going to be a lot of yapping. It's going to be a lot of yapping.
It's gonna be a lot.
That's off season.
Gonna be a lot of crash
My
outs
least
too.
favorite party. Yeah, my least favorite party.
Like
King
the dude just
Musa.
said, he said I'm on TikTok and getting paid. You don't get paid to do this.
You don't know. Maybe someone is sneakily just handing Buddy.
Yeah, maybe Ron sliding Buddy $100.
We don't know what Buddy
He might
got
be
going
on
on.
somebody's payroll. He
We
might
don't
be.
know.
He might be
Maybe
on
it's me
somebody's
paying
payroll.
him.
Hey.
We don't know.
Yes.
Maybe it's
He
me.
might be on somebody's payroll. You might be right, Mars. Absolutely.
King Musa sent £20. Said it's weird with Kerr because he's both underrated and overrated. In my opinion, he's a top 10 to 15 coach of all time. He deserves credit for this system. We've seen a lot of coaches fail with good players.
That's fair.
That's a fact.
Sure
That's
enough.
What do you think he's a top 10 to 15 coach of all time?
I don't know. There's a lot. I think there's a lot of underrated coaches out there. I could see it. I mean, just due to success, regardless of what teams you have, you got to show him some love. Dude does got 4 rings, so yeah. I think he's an intelligent basketball man. So yeah, I didn't mean to disrespect Steve Kerr earlier. That wasn't my intention. But yeah, he's not a top 5. I don't think so.
What he was able to extrapolate from the
I start using all these big words. Extrapolate, compartmentalize. What's going on?
I'm just talking.
Mars, you said capitulate yesterday. Are you
Capitulate is a normal word.
Capitulate.
Compartmentalize and extrapolate.
Capitulate.
But go ahead. Make your
It's
point.
crazy,
What he was able to
because whoever
extrapolate.
used
What
that
he
word
was
in the
able
wrong
to do
thing.
with Draymond, Clay, and Steph, like because it was so seamless and it worked, and people are very high on some of these players. Like I do think that what he was able to do is kind of like underrated because on a player to player standpoint, like there are other teams that have like better players or better top 3 talent wise, like comparative to the other teams that have multiple championships, and being able to get what he got out of Steph, being able to use Draymond, effectively offensively, and then Clay being the two-way player and freeing him up and stuff like that. Like, I do think that he deserves a lot of credit in how he constructed that team offensively, especially.
Dub Steve Kerr. Jamaica's Choice says, "Speak to me, O toothless one. Send Jordan to hell."
Talking about my boy Fleece. But I don't got Fleece no more. I got the big dog back there. I know everybody's scared of dogs now, so I just bring the big dog and shit. People just switch up and change up. So, hey, see why Draymond do the shit he do. Ain't nobody gonna stand on business.
Nobody.
Ray B said, "Draymond picks his victims, obviously. He's not trying nobody he knows that will match his physicality." So we spoke about that like a year ago. I think someone said something similar, that Draymond just picks on people.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Will Smith picking Chris
Yeah,
Rock.
because if I'm on somebody's team and somebody, like, if that's my brother, like I say, if somebody on somebody's team and he keep doing that shit, why nobody of that statue do nothing then? Why nobody run up on him then? So, hey, I feel the same way. Like Draymond, y'all gonna let me do a shit, then why not do it?
Champ Ian Jr. became a member. Shout out to you. And I think I just seen another member. Life became a member. Shout out to you. Where are we? Okay, we're back here. Petty Hardaway said, "Do the text reset if Dre goes over for flagrants?"
In the playoffs? No, I don't think so.
You get 2. I think it's when you get another 2, you get suspended again or something like that. It's like,
hasn't he got
the
5
penalties
texts already in the playoffs?
He has 5 texts already.
I think so.
5 texts.
Oh yeah,
and 2 flagrants,
I think he's 1 away.
He's played 9 games and he's got 7 texts and flagrants.
That's great, and probably deserved more, bro.
Yeah, I think that's kind of ridiculous, but shout out to.
If he had the same leash as every other player in the league, he would get ejected out of every game.
Oh, I think it's like in Dominic too in football. Like, you cannot give him.
Draymond Green has more texts this playoffs than Ben Simmons had points.
Yikes! Oh my goodness!
Now say Ben.
Well, that
Simmons
says a lot about Ben
Mars.
Simmons. Though.
Yeah, say Ben Simmons is trash now, Mars. Say that.
Ben Simmons is not a good scorer.
All right.
Prince DJ said, "Mars, I was just watching the 2021 Nets, and it upsets me what could have been with Kyrie, Harden, and KD. They could have been champions by now. They would have been champions that year. But stuff happens. Unfortunate circumstances, including a hamstring, which is why Steph should not come back." Brax said, "Chill's new information is that he has new information about being an informant." Also, what's up, Fleece Man? Fleece Man's crazy.
Whatever, Brax. I'm not starting that shit with Brax today, bro. Brax, I see your ass on Saturday.
Brax look like he smell like a snapping turtle, don't he?
Damn. I don't know if Brax smell like that. I know he be in the bathroom a lot at work, though.
Drip Bayless. This is a question for you, Swapper. So this is I'm gonna need an answer. He says, "Swapper, you picked Denver in 7 over OKC, but you chose Boston to win it all. But you said Boston had nothing for Denver last year if they met in the finals. So who do you think Denver loses to? Minnesota or Golden State?" Sounds like BS.
More likely many. Denver doesn't have the same defenders it had last year, which I think was a big deal with KCP, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, and Peyton Watson, and Justin Holiday, and the fact that they were just they were a top 6 defensive team for most of the year. Like, it's just different kind of basketball they were playing. They were a better 2-way team, but I think they're better in some ways this year, but they were just a much better 2-way team last year. Real talk. See here, hold on, Mars. Now that's the problem. Real talk. You honestly should be sitting more to the side, because I didn't even know he had that. Real talk. I had no idea you had that. I'm saying
sometimes I show it, sometimes I don't. Like,
well, why don't you sit more to the side so you can see your branding? Like, I've never seen that.
I need to hang it up. Honestly, it is.
Well, but you've been in there for years. That one, the same room for years.
There for years.
Your background looking, it's not looking good.
It is kind of bland, huh?
Yeah. Look how good everyone else.
Well, you also need to adjust your lighting.
I can see your background.
Like,
hey, real talk. I can see your background.
God. Prince DJ.
It's like you're telling a ghost story. Like, if you bring it up, it's more like Spotlight.
Yeah, it's a horror story.
It's all right. I'm gonna send you.
Prince DJ, member for 25 months, said, "Chill, OG. I think you're having 2 different conversations when it comes to Tatum. A greater conversation and a better conversation. But Giannis / Jokic are both greater and better than
Real talk.
He doesn't do that. They're the same thing. To chill. DQ said, "Acting like you guys never change your tune after a loss. Everyone has done. Chill was frustrated. That's all. Leave OG alone." Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's absolutely. We came to the bottom of that. Troll XD123 said, "Here to say Chris Middleton is still good. I was tearing up rewatching games 3-6 of the 2021 finals yesterday. Also, Chris Middleton had a better performance in the finals than Tatum and Brown. Hashtag Bucks in 6. Go Pack, go. Was Chris Middleton better in the finals than Tatum and Brown were last year?
Yes,
Yes.
he was.
Tatum and Brown.
Obviously not combined, but did he play better than both?
Oh,
of them?
He wasn't better than
I
Jalen.
think
No,
so.
not better than Jalen.
Well, if he wasn't better than
shot
Jalen,
the
he
ball
was better than Jason
Just
Tatum.
Well, he was
Jalen's
definitely better than
overall
Tatum. He was
impact.
better than Tatum.
Defense.
I think the stuff he
Defense
did
wise
that series
too.
was special.
If he was better than Tatum, he was better.
But I think Jalen outplayed Jason last year. But
He averaged 24, 6, and 5.
And he was cooking too. He
He had a
cooking
40-point
the
game, right? He had a 40-point game.
Yeah, he did.
Real
He had that
Batman
one
shit.
sneak
Carry.
He had two 29-point games, a 40-point game.
Man, that was a Chris Middleton special that year, man. That was a great year by Chris.
Was that the year where it was like every other game Chris Middleton would turn into like Michael Jordan?
Yeah,
That
then he
was
turned into Mike
yeah.
when Giannis went out.
Especially in that Phoenix series, not the Phoenix. I'm sorry, in the Atlanta
Hawks.
series, but
Yeah.
that Atlanta series, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Steven, member for 13 months or just over a year, says, stop disrespecting my Knicks. Shout out to the Bronx, New York.
Boogie down.
Go New York, New York.
Eddie Wilson said Jordan basically wants Swiper to pick the Nuggets every time, regardless of if he thinks they can win or not, which is being a bad analyst and biased.
Yeah, that ain't what I want Swiper to do. I just want Swiper to.
But to be fair, I also
picked
I picked the Nuggets on Lockdown too on the Nuggets the show I had my
Over
media
the Clippers?
credentials through. Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I picked the Clippers and then I picked the Nuggets. So it was the same thing on all my shows.
I think people think that my problem with Swiper is him picking another team. It's not that. I just genuinely, Swiper might disagree with me. I just genuinely believe he wants to pick the Nuggets and he believed the Nuggets will win. I just believe that he don't want to take the backlash with picking them.
Well, I think I get more backlash than anyone up here. So why would I care?
No, you
No,
don't.
you definitely do care, but
I think
Swiper got a lot more backlash for not picking the Nuggets than he would have got for picking them.
If he would have, what's the word, compartmentalized that, he would have picked them.
Okay. It seems a lot of people think Swiper, you have a lot of like underlying agendas, basically. You might want to sort that out.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But I'm okay if he do have them underlying agendas, by the way. I just want him to admit to it.
Yeah, you just want to be like, see, I told you had underlying agendas. You
I just want him to admit to it.
Grey Wolf said Swiper is probably trying to show you all the difference between fandom and cold hearted reality. Are you trying to do that, Swiper?
Well, I mean, I think that it's important. At least for me, I think it's important.
I'm not going to read this one from 1K David, but he has been a member for 20 months. So shout out to you. No Cap Prince said, Jordan, I'm a Warriors fan, and if we play OKC in the Western Conference Finals, I think we will lose in 6 games probably. But if we somehow win, I will jump for joy because my favorite team won. F my pick, that's my favorite team.
Yeah, I get you, but I don't live in that world, brother. I don't live in that world, bro.
Wait, no. Hold on, Mark. Real quick. Jordan, what you mean you don't live in that world?
Jordan likes being right.
No, it's not that I don't like being right. It's I like standing on what I picked, bro. Like it's my thing is if I'm going to be the fan of a team, like it's gonna be a super chat that's gonna come up and I'm put that shit to shame. When I picked the Rockets to beat the Warriors, I picked the Rockets to beat the Warriors. It's not about they're 73 and I'm probably gonna lose.
Right. But what I'm saying,
I don't give a fuck about what your regular season record is. Playoffs is playoffs. This is playoffs. I don't give a shit about what your regular season is. Dallas should have showed y'all that when they whooped the Warriors' ass when the Warriors whooped their ass in the first round. That stuff doesn't matter.
Right. Okay. I don't want to rehash the whole thing. I just heard you say that, and I just click like, hold on, because that don't make no sense, bro. Because if I'm playing the Warriors, if I'm a Kings fan as I am, and we end up playing Denver, and I'm like, well, Denver's or OKC, for instance, if we would have got the 8th seed. I'm like, yeah, well, they'll probably kick our ass. You know what I'm saying? We're probably losing 5, and everybody will be like, no, Ox is going to be 4. And I'll be like, nah. I would have started talking a little shit, but I would definitely have OKC winning that series being realistic, right? But then if we somehow beat them, I can't celebrate.
Okay, no, it's not about that. So it's not. I don't care if Swiper celebrates or not. That's not my point. Y'all keep bringing that point up. That's not my point. My also thing is too. We look at winning and losing totally different. If I think my team is good enough to go to the playoffs, right? Let's say, like you said, if I was a Kings fan, we were good enough to get the AC. I feel like because we're in the playoffs and I'm studying my team and I say, yo, we gotta fight. I feel like it's a shot we can win. But I'm not going to. Or I would just tell you. You know, off the rip. We lost. And if we lose the game, and we lose game 1, if I say the Thunder's gonna win in 6, and I come up here on the panel and the Kings lost, I'm not gonna be on here crying and shit. I'm not gonna be on here sad as a dog because I picked them to lose. That doesn't, to me, that doesn't make no sense. It's like the Rockets. I said all year long, the Rockets is not a championship team. I'm not fucking sad that the Rockets lost. I didn't come up here like a sad dog when the Rockets lost. No, for what?
You would have been happy if they won a championship, though, right?
I don't have a problem with him being happy. You can't have both.
I'm asking.
BOFF. You can't have both. You can't be sad and happy because your prediction is 6, and when they on track to losing 6, you sad. How the fuck does that make sense to me? That doesn't make no sense to me.
Going back in circles. Hunter said Swiper got a whole 30-minute segment. He ain't even speaking. That's all. I never asked. Swiper, did I represent your thoughts well?
No, I think you did a great job. When you lock in, you lock in. So you think you did a great job. Again, I've never in PC history has anyone been in this position where they can not talk for 30 minutes about something that they're thinking and not something they said. So
you could have just talked about what you were thinking, though. You could have just said.
No, I mean I've already
didn't say what.
I've already talked about this multiple times. But again, this is Jamie Foxx and Doug Williams all over again. If you haven't,
he can't prove his thoughts to you. So unless he admits to what you,
if you're not in a part of like black comedy, you should look up Doug Williams and you should look up Jamie Foxx. That was the I am your conscience.
Maybe I should say something nice and wrap
it up. Never saw him again, by the way.
Void Century, this is back to the same topic. This is why everyone needs to read Super Chat sometime. Jordan, in 2016, when Houston played Golden State in the first round when they were 500, that's the year they were talking about. Did you think the Warriors were a better team and would probably win the series because they went 73-9 and had the MVP? This is the one you said you were going to destroy, the Super Chat. If the Rockets won, would you not have been happy?
First of all, during that time, I picked the Rockets to win. I don't know what are y'all talking about. Like, that's what I'm saying. During that time, every time the Rockets has played the Warriors, I picked the Rockets because I felt like the Rockets could win. I felt like James Harden was the best player. I felt like James Harden could do that. Did he let me down? Yes. But if I not picked the Rockets, I wouldn't have been pissed off if the Rockets came up here and got their ass smoked 4-0. I wouldn't have been like, fuck, the Rockets lost 4-0 when I picked the Warriors to win. How does that make sense to you? That's my whole argument. How does that
as a fan of the team, you get upset when your team loses. But
all right, bro. All right, fuck it, bro. Right,
did I say something crazy? My bad. I'll read the super chats. Lee Mack said one buddy is like the kid who bullies a girl but then goes home dreaming of her. I think Chill, you're the girl. In this. So no judgment. King Musa again sent £10. Said most of us love you, Chill. PC wouldn't be the same without you. I agree. It would be a lot younger, or better. Almighty.
All right, so I'll go there, Moss. You take it like brother. All right, see y'all later, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for me to bounce.
Almighty C Boogie said, want Chill to stand on his nuts for the Tatum Celtics, but can't do the same for your hometown team and best player in the world because of odds.
I just picked him over the best team in the NBA. So, I mean, I feel like.
And then Vegeta's hairline said, can't believe you guys let Swiper or a farm out episode. I thought this was a great episode.
Or a farm.
Slippery slope. There's always a slippery slope when you don't pick a side. It's always a slippery slope.
I mean, now that Ron's not here, I will read your little cheap super chats because why not? Cowboy Bob said, Swiper, how do you feel about Tibbs' minutes for players? Go New York, go New York, go.
I think he's insane. I don't think he should be allowed to do that every game.
Cultured Bandit said, so we just ignoring it, her. This was about Jordan having his questionable background. Mm-hmm. Yes, we did ignore it. And then Cowboy Bob said, again, see what I mean about Swiper ducking? Go New York, go New York, go. And then he said again, Jordan is because Swiper's a boxer that can only duck. So you got beef with Cowboy Bob, Swiper? Or is this one-sided beef?
I have no idea who this is.
Cowboy Bob.
Cowboy Bob.
Respect my
Cowboy Bob. Cowboy Bob been trying to get. He been trying to get with you, Swiper. He been trying to get with you. He's in the comments.
Like in what manner? Like in the manner that someone else in the chat is trying to.
Come on.
No, like not a vision gang man.
Don't do that, Swiper. Let's be. Stay with me.
He's trying to get into a debate.
He trying to get with you though, Swiper. He wanted with you, and he feels like you're ducking him. He thinks that you do know who he is, Swiper, and I think so too. I think that was wrong for you to be talking
about. Somebody said I have an ego. I didn't even say anything. I don't know who this person is.
Nah, that's ego to me. Jamal said, to simply put it for Jordan, styles make fights.
Cool. I think if we got the gist of it, he doesn't believe
everything we're saying at this point is going.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah,
I'm gonna leave my comment after the show. Don't worry, my long comment. Jordan can respond to it, and then we're not gonna hash it out.
Yeah, ever. I'm gonna leave a comment.
Prince going up said Swiper's trying to save his face. Cook Jordan.
Either that's an Eagles fan and a Sixers fan, but I love the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is the 5th best quarterback in the NFL. You should really love me. I think he's better than Justin Herbert.
Ooh, hot take. Lavabi Borland said thank you. Steven said Jordan is being.
You could have read it. I don't. Steven is
No, because
weird
there's nothing wrong with being
Nothing.
emotional or
Yeah,
be
you're
a
right.
lesbian, but he uses it as an insult.
Nothing.
So I'm not going to read it because if you're using those things as
It
insults,
don't insult me
says a lot
though,
about who you
Steven.
are.
It don't.
but it's about the
insult me.
intent.
It's not
The intent was to insult, and if you're going to use things like that as an insult, I think there's something wrong with you.
Plus, you
Aiden FW Cat says, "What's the least favorite thing about your favorite player?" We could do this real quick. Swiper, what's your least favorite thing about Jokic?
His unplayable teammates.
Yeah, definitely the rim protection for sure.
And what's your least favorite thing about Tatum?
shot selection.
Also, what's your least favorite thing about DeMontis?
That freaking right hand. I'm just like, bro, you can't go right. That shit is ridiculous.
I don't know Jordan and Real Talk's favorite.
I don't think I have a favorite player. To be honest with you, bro.
Who is my favorite player this year?
It used to be James Harden, but he's no longer a Rocket. So.
This year it was Luka.
I was going to say Luka, but I didn't want to assume.
Yeah, my problem with Luka is
this year. Your favorite player is Giannis. Don't you?
No, I respect.
No, he's just the biggest rival to Jokic.
I respect Giannis. No. I respect Giannis. I put the correct amount of respect on him.
Okay, your least favorite thing about Luka.
But my least favorite thing about Luka is me and him are in the same shape.
Marv, what about your favorite player?
What you doing?
My least favorite thing about Jalen Green is that he's not good. My least favorite thing about Jalen Green is that he's not good.
Jalen Green is your favorite player?
Yeah, Jalen Green is my favorite player.
You don't have to eat the
And
whole
also, Mars, thank you because I want to make sure that
you ain't got to eat all of it.
I want to make sure that it's known that there is nothing, absolutely nothing I dislike about Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I dislike about Kawhi Leonard. He is the perfect basketball
player. The whole
player.
jar of mayonnaise on a sandwich, real talk. Not the whole jar.
That's how I feel about Joel Embiid.
Put some of it on there.
Nothing. There's nothing I dislike about Kawhi Leonard. He's the perfect basketball player.
I'll go back to
he was on his way to being the GOAT. Shout out to Kawhi.
I think I had LeBron James as my favorite player at one point. I would say at that point it was probably nothing I didn't like about LeBron. Then James Harden became my favorite player, but it was something I didn't like about him. Like, I think sometimes he would just like quit. Like I'm talking about quit with his style.
Game 6 against the Spurs.
Yeah, he'll quit with his style a little bit. That was probably the only thing. But I was locked in as a Rockies fan, bro. I ain't gonna lie, boy. Shit. You know that tweet about the dude saying he couldn't go to school for a few days. When I actually thought about it after, I was going to school, but I was locked in as a Rockets fan. I was a little pissed off when they lost. I don't know what fuck he talking about. He wasn't going to school, but
that was sick. That was sick.
Yeah.
Only football fans act like that. Only football fans act.
It's more tribalistic, I think, in that sport. Champion Junior said, "I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Thunder fan, but if we get Ant, it's in 6. I don't know if he's saying we lose in 6.
Yeah, I think they beat. I think OKC beats the Wolves too.
Real Talk FC and Swiper Troll said, "Keep laughing, Swiper. It's gonna be a long summer for you."
Real Talk FC
and Swiper Troll. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be a long summer.
Real Talk. You got fans like that? God damn.
Yeah. See, there's a Real Talk cult, and he don't want to talk about it. He never acknowledges that he has a cult.
Mars got the biggest cult.
Our final super chat is from the Trib One. Said, "Compartmentalize, nuance, depending on, etc." Yeah, a lot of big words today, but that brings us to the end. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be on Playback later today.
When did compartmentalize become a big word?
When Chris Webber started
letters and syllables are in that word. A lot of letters and syllables. Merry Christmas.
Chris Webber said black men aren't able to compartmentalize.
7:30 Eastern.
Later.
Good stuff, and we will see you back for Chill with Chill tomorrow, and then the panel back on Monday. Thank you guys for watching. Merry Christmas.
And be a man at the end of the day.